Hello everyone, and welcome back to D&D with WhatTeamComp in Cormundum Chaos. I'm your host, the Uncommon Guru, and I am here once again with my collective brain cells.
All three of them.
Don't lie to yourself like that.
They're being
We
shared.
were supposed to bring those?
We have brain cells?
I forward these.
We were not told there was homework?
That's why they're being shared. No one remembered the brain cell, and I have to distribute them. Like the teacher. Speaking of teaching and such,
Crunchy.
we have...
No!
Stop eating the brain cells. We have...
But it's crunchy!
But we have Zarkwarts playing the human paladin Aurelius.
I will Aurelius all over this place.
Magnificent.
Ew.
No one
Okay,
can
that
stop
looks
me.
messy.
We have Mary.
So what,
who's
you're gonna
playing...
lose your limbs?
Shh. We have Mary, who is playing the human fighter Fidget.
Hello.
We have Paris, who is playing the Azamar barbarian Serenity. And we have Kendall, who is playing the half-elf artificer wizard Artemis.
Happy
And
noises.
many happy noises, yes. And we, last we left off, had just finished getting out of combat with creatures from the deep. Having some time to effectively kind of rub elbows with each other and decompress after the fight. There is some calm after that. The captain goes over to each of you and will make sure you are checked up on, particularly, actually technically everyone, because all of you were at one point either grabbed or speared. Make sure you aren't damaged to the point of danger. There's little she herself can do, but she still checks on you anyways. She does, after checking with everyone, pull Aurelius to the side and pulls out the notes that you gave her. She'll flip it open.
Wait,
Yeah, you gave her notes. You said you went around and you were like, I'm doing a quick recon of, making sure everything's in place and whatnot. You gave her a list of everything. She wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks it over and looks to you. These aren't half bad. Are you always this sharp?
He looks at his hand. I mean, are these fingers sharp?
Humorous too. Looks through the papers again. Your injury report was slightly lacking, but other than that, you kept stock of everything. Even the quartermaster was surprised by the level of detail you put into this.
I have a history of having to be the one to do the reports.
Kind of nods sympathetically. You too, huh? Nothing wrong with that. You're also quick to, well, take the dive and keep fighting. I swear, if I had let you go in alone for too long, you'd have taken that thing down to the drink.
Probably.
I do have a question for you. Puts the papers behind her back and just looks at you. What are you fighting for?
I'm sorry.
What are you fighting for? You are willing to go into the water and die, fighting a creature that had come aboard our ship when, realistically, we could have taken it together, but you had no idea of who could get to you in time. And yet, in spite of that, your focus was on victory at all costs. So, I'm curious to know, what are you fighting for?
I fight so that others don't have to.
Interesting. She pats you on your right shoulder, gives you a little nod. That'll be all. Continue on. She goes about her business aboard the deck, making sure
As
everything
she's
is-
walking away, he says, I hope you realize by the end of the day that won't be true.
Pauses, looks back.
It-
Gives a little
It
shrug.
changes frequently.
See to it it's something good then.
Aye. Aurelius realizes that the crew's affecting his speech patterns.
Right. Is there anything that needs to be done aboard the ship?
Fidget has something she needs to do before we dock, and she'd like to go find Aurelius. Is there a particular place you would have Aurelius right now, Zark?
I mean, wherever he was just left off, basically.
Okay, so just where he usually is on the deck of the ship. Okay. Fidget will approach Aurelius with, in her hands, the heavy crossbow that she has been lugging around for a while. And we'll tap him on the shoulder. You got a moment, dude?
I mean, clearly I'm very busy. He gestures to the lack of things he's doing.
I set that one up. That's on me. That's on me. Look, I want you to know that I've been noticing your trying to adapt your combat styles and such. Trying to do more than just your greatsword, and I'm very proud of you of that, actually. And I don't want you to feel like you just gotta worry about swords. I mean, you can, but Serenity and I also got your back with the swords. So, she holds out the heavy crossbow as well as the container that has crossbow bolts that she bought for him, and holds it out to you going, why don't you give this a try? I think you'd be good with it.
Are you sure?
I haven't used it since I got it. I think that with you adapting your fighting styles, giving you an option of range would be good.
What's the catch?
You're learning and I'm proud of you.
He narrows his eyes.
Look, I didn't get a chance to be a good big sister when I was back home. Let me do that with you.
He'll take the crossbow and look at it. I need to check if he actually has any proficiencies in
do.
anything like this.
Yes, you have proficiency in
All
martial
right.
weapons.
Cool. So
And
here's looking it
Yeah,
over.
it's a basic heavy crossbow for your stuff, as well as 20 crossbow bolts.
He's more so looking at the crossbow to see
Check its sights.
what condition it's in.
So, remember that fight we got in back when we had to give over our weapons for the whole ritual to get the moon-touched weapons?
The one with the bandits and the... Yeah.
Yeah. This is the crossbow that Serenity threw at me to shoot at somebody because we didn't have weapons. I thought at first, this would be good for me but I've got my axe that Adi helped me with, so I got range. Not just fighting like a paladin no more, Aurelius. Maybe something else is good for you too.
I'll give it a shot. We'll see how I feel about it.
Pun intended.
He fires a bolt between your feet.
You get one. He holds up a finger like in his, almost like touching his nose. You get one.
He smiles. An
But-
evil smile.
You've been hanging out with me too much. Oh my god. Anyways, there's one more thing, and I gotta go talk to Velinor about this, but when we get the wave break, I basically, as soon as we dock, I gotta go and I have to announce my presence, so to speak, and it's probably best I don't have everybody, but we are doing the buddy system. We don't let anybody go alone. And my thinking is, Velinor's, though we know he's a teddy bear. We know Velinor's a teddy bear, but he's
He
got
looks
an
like a giant brute.
Yeah, and if I walk into this place with Velinor with me, it might set the tone. I've been told I'm off limits, that nobody's allowed to touch me in the collective until this meeting happens. But still, walking in with him would be good, but I don't want... If I'm not with you guys for just a little bit, the kind of the heat will be off you guys for just a little bit. I need to check in before we even find a place to stay.
Okay, so basically this is a light distraction to take eyes off us while we prepare for whatever's coming.
Yeah, I mean, we before I leave, we can like set up we meet here in like an hour kind of thing, you know.
Okay. In the meantime, is there anything you need me to do to collect?
No, I don't know what Wavebreak is like. I've never been.
Okay.
I suspect that there's a lot more to be seen and done there than what we're used to if this is a place where the collective is deciding to hold a meeting.
If that's the case,
just
I might
keep the
find
others
a.
Just keep
might
the others safe.
I will. I might also try find a place to practice with this. He gestures to the crossbow he's holding.
Fair enough.
It'll kill some time and hopefully
Just don't
win
kill
an hour.
somebody.
Oh, I won't. I hope. He says, looking back to it.
She'll reach up and pat him on the shoulder, going, "Now I'm doing this in reverse order. I didn't actually ask Villanova if he'd accompany me before I brought it up to you, but I found you first, and I didn't want to carry the crossbow bolt down to where he's cooking. So, you know."
Yeah, that's fair enough. He says, trying to find somewhere to put the crossbow on his person, only
It's
now
got this, it's
realizing.
supposed to have like the strap that you can hold it onto your back.
Yes, but realize he has a giant fucking sword on his back, and it's really uncomfortable to put two things over your back if you don't have a specific kind of design for it. So he's just like thinking about.
She'll pat his shoulder, going, "It's your problem now," and she'll go look for Velinor.
You're a prick sometimes, you know that.
You love me.
He's easy
Eh,
to
fuck
find.
you.
Hey, big guy, you got a moment?
Yeah. How can I help?
So we're gonna be in Wavebreak soon, and
Yeah.
when we get there, I have to like right away when we dock, I have to go announce that I'm here, that I've arrived, and
okay.
I don't want the whole group going with, but you kind of you're big and intimidating looking, even though I know that you're not like the biggest and most intimidating person.
Thank you.
Would you go with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was easier than I thought.
Did you think I would say no?
I thought I'd have to explain more.
You need someone to accompany you. I can do that, yeah.
Just know that because where we're gonna be, there will be a lot of eyes on me, so a lot of people are gonna know you're there.
Oh no, people are going to see you walk in with a big, motions to himself, guy.
I don't know your whole past like you don't know my whole past. I don't know.
Look, I can deal with eyes on me. Generally speaking, whenever there were eyes on me, though, my mentor was also there, and most eyes would tend to go to her.
For good reason.
For
Honestly,
various reasons. Kind of, like, rubs the back of his neck like, well,
So when we dock, and I'll explain it to the others once we dock, that it's to make it so that the eyes aren't on them. It takes a little bit of the heat off of them just for a little bit before the meeting gets going and you guys go with me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you, Velinor.
Glad to help. Just let me know if there's something I can do to help. I understand that there's a lot on your shoulders right now. I'm not likely to be the best of help. I don't know any of this. But
To be fair, I don't know what we're walking into either.
Well, I mean, that's something.
I just know that I have to go deliver something to some place and say I'm here. I don't even gotta tell them where we're staying. They'll find me.
Why is that?
So,
Why is that as ominous as it sounds?
because they found me after me being on the run for 2 years, after they thought I was dead.
But it took them 2 years.
They probably have had eyes on me longer, but it took them 2 years to have this meeting.
Comforting.
I know I'm not helping with things, but I do appreciate you, Velinor.
You're doing what you can. Oh, what the fuck? That open. You're doing what you can, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just obviously be careful. You're doing
That's
your
why I
best
got you
to
with
be
me.
careful. Yeah. I'm here to help as best I can, but
You're big enough that you'd probably be able to stop me from doing something stupid.
I don't know. You're very scrappy. I can try.
Don't put yourself down, Velinor. You're able to do more than you think.
I think I can do a lot, honestly. I just don't know that it will work, is the problem.
You know what? Fair.
Oh, also, I need to talk to Serenity.
Think she's up? Maybe?
Oh, she's
always
definitely
been with
up. I have the
You
perfect way to confuse her.
You
find
hear a fucking thump from above.
Fidget kind of like shrinks a little bit with that mischievous grin, going, I might have given Aurelius my crossbow.
If he shoots me with it, I get to smack him.
See, he already did his one towards me where to show he could do something with it, shot right between my feet. If he was 1 inch off, he would have gotten me in my big toe.
If he shoots me, I'm going to smack him. I'm going to be angry.
And
he's going to
I
deserve
ain't
it.
protecting him. I ain't protecting him. I gave it to him. It's all on him now.
This was a mistake.
I just have like the mental image of that followed by like very loud, clear cursing for Serenity.
But yeah, go Go find Serenity. We don't got very long till we're docking.
Gives you a thumbs up.
And then she'll
he takes a
and she'll
step
go
forward.
find something to do.
You get
Oh,
you get
sorry.
to see this. As he gives you a thumbs
Okay.
up, as he moves to walk out, he starts to shrink down, and a very suspiciously, very similar looking entity to Bean runs out.
A Fidget goes, kind of claps her hands together, going, "He and I are gonna get along just fine." And then she'll go find some help
Yeah.
on something to help with on the deck.
Gotcha. So just one last quick thing for before we head actually into Wavebreak. What are you doing, Zark?
When you head up, all you see is Aurelius running from Serenity.
You
Clear
shot at
missing
Serenity.
section.
It's like you wrote your own death warrant at that point, my dude.
That's the point. Remember when he said this is a mistake?
Yeah. So Serenity, you're chasing Aurelius around for a little bit, before you eventually either tire out or catch him and, yell at him for shooting at you.
I'll say she catches me because it's funnier.
Of course.
Artemis will probably walk out and look out at everyone in the shenanigans.
Fidget will turn to Artemis, going, "I think I made a mistake. I gave Aurelius my crossbow.
I wouldn't call this a mistake. I would call this entertainment.
Pinky shot at Serenity."
Oof.
There's a very clear missing section to her dress.
Oh no.
Oh, he's gonna have to fix that.
You want to go get front row seats?
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
Do we have snacks?
Yeah, I got
Fine.
pocket bacon actually.
We got jerky on board too.
He's just being held up, Serenity. We got jerky as he's being held up for a second.
Why?
None
why
of
are you
the words
talking
are
like
any-
that?
Yeah, Aurelius.
Saying
what's
are
up
in
with the
common.
talk?
Of course not.
So, yeah,
Also, he's
Fidget
getting
and
choked out,
Artemis will go
maybe-
get seats.
Fast forwarding a smidge, just a smidge, when you finally let him go. Everyone going back to helping and assisting where they are able to. And Serenity, you see Bean run up and kind of just walking on the banister next to you.
Hello there.
Hi.
It's very clear, like, the fuck before she recognizes what this is.
Especially since as you like process that, you can kind of ping where Bean is, and Bean is where you last left them, which is not right next to you.
She just smiles. Oh, suddenly gained the ability to talk. I mean, I guess you're familiar. She'll pick him up. She is absolutely trying to make him believe that she does still believe this is Bean.
Wait, hey, oh, Serenity, hey, whoa!
What? You like being cuddled usually. The grip is very tight.
Yes, I understand that, but usually I'm in work when that happens. Kind of gets like raised eyebrows, like,
I don't know what you're talking about. You've always been a cute little weasel.
Okay,
The grip is
now-
tightening.
Okay, now you're out. My organs.
Who are you holding, Serenity? Because Artemis still has Bean.
Yes. Hi, Artie.
And Fidget's
Very
just behind him,
tricky.
kinda
Oh,
going,
and she drops him.
Ow.
Did that go like planned, the Velinor?
Honestly, better than expected. I have expected her to hit me.
I
That
thought
might
she
be
would choke
too
you with
easy.
your. I thought she would choke you with her tits. I'm disappointed.
Aurelius just kind of like from the top falls a little bit from the ropes and just like just staring at Artemis wide-eyed, like what?
Now see what the interests are.
I thought my interests were plain.
Artie's never hidden it.
You have a great,
Things to consider.
very threatening pair of tits.
Perfect for choking someone
And
out.
And for the first time ever, Fidget doesn't walk away.
Ah, she's getting used to it.
Serenity just shakes her head, picks Valinor back up. Is he still a weasel?
He's currently still a weasel.
She just looks at him. She has him basically by the scruff of his neck, so he's facing.
Exactly how I imagine it. He's like looking at it like, if you set me down, I can become myself again. I probably am still needed on the forward deck.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to say hi
Shame
to you
that.
like this. What do you mean?
She just puts him on her shoulder.
I guess I'm here now.
Yep.
Okay then. He'll let you kind of just tote him around for a little bit, but until about 2 hours pass, and then he jumps off and stretches, becomes himself again. Don't want to push that time limit too close.
Why? It's not like I can't carry you to begin with.
Yes.
How the fuck did you do that?
I am connected to nature and all creatures of the.
So are trees.
Yes,
you are a tree.
Am I
Just
a
because he's
tree?
green doesn't mean.
Don't
Existential
start with
crisis.
him. Eleanor will be here for a while if you start with Aurelius.
No, I'm not.
Aurelius smiles evilly as he's being pulled back up by the sailors who just saw him drop. Like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Pull him
And
up,
he's just
pull him.
fine.
Whee! There he goes.
Adi and Serenity. When we dock at Wavebreak, I gotta go and like announce that I'm here right away. To get the eyes off you guys for a bit and kind of pose an intimidating me, I've asked Valinor to go with me because I know we do the buddy system and I didn't want to just walk off alone. And just letting you guys know that he and I will be going off right when we land because I have to announce before we even find a place to stay.
She gestures with her finger. You need a scary presence to Valinor. Like, really? Him?
It's his size. He looks like he would have done my job in the collective if he was part of the collective, and that's supposedly seen as a thing of intimidation.
Artemis will
How
nod.
tall? How tall is
That's
Valinor again,
understandable.
Don?
How tall is Valinor?
Yeah.
Valinor's like, I put him at like over 7 foot.
He's over 7.
Jesus
That's what I
Christ.
thought.
He's a big man. He's
Not
a
only is
Artemis is
What?
5'2". She's like craning to look up at him.
he 7 foot, but he's bulk as shit.
that man's.
To be fair, you
solid.
crane your head to look up at your girlfriend too. So like,
That's different.
But before we leave, we'll like pick a spot that we meet here in an hour, and then we go find a place to stay for however long this meeting is. But I didn't want to just walk off and not have you guys know what is going on.
I appreciate the information.
And honestly, the fact that I can go and tell them that I'm here, not have a place to stay, and they will show up where we're staying, scares the crap out of me, but that is the collective, so.
It's not the first time I've been stalked by someone with questionable means.
To be fair, I think they've been watching me since I left home, and that's been for 2 years, so they've probably been watching us this entire time.
He's just under 7 feet.
Amazing. I hope they enjoyed the view of my tits.
I
And
am
it's a good view.
I'm retconning it so that he's 8 foot.
Right,
How tall
Connie.
is Serenity?
She's like 6'3".
He keeps getting taller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
she's been steadily getting bigger.
Every session, just roll a d10 to see how much taller she's getting.
Look, when you have a demon in you that is easily 10 feet tall and you let him influence your body in multiple ways, there's going to be a few changes.
That sounds
True.
dirty.
Yeah.
Very.
I mean, he is a horned devil.
Sus.
But does that make him a horny devil?
Well, I mean, considering what he said about Aurelius so many times, yes.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on.
But yeah, at the end of it, Fidget will kind of lean into just Artemis and Serenity, going, "Make sure that Aurelius doesn't kill anybody with that thing." At
Yeah,
the time,
actually
I
see
thought it was a
him.
good idea. At the time,
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea to give it to him.
You see him upside down, and a bunch of sailors have set up like a barrel and painted like a really shittily drawn target on it.
It's so bad.
He won't kill
He's
anyone, but
upside
I might
down?
kill him.
That part you can do whatever you want. I just want to make sure he's not killing anybody at Wavebreak and putting more issues into the air.
Boom.
She gives a thumbs up. Aurelius, you're holding it wrong.
No, I'm not. It's just because I'm upside down that it looks like I'm holding it wrong, he says.
Firing
Like,
at
genuinely. I'm just not good at the thing.
You're gonna have to pay for those bolts. They're not, they don't come back to you.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
why
they
I
can.
collect them, you dumbass.
You keep shooting them off the boat.
No, that one landed into... Oh, shit, I should, I'm going below deck right now. As the quartermaster.
The quartermaster comes out, and they just look up slowly at you. They hold up the crossbow bolt, and they wave it at you slowly.
Aurelius is in trouble. He's getting his teeth talking to...
Which is-
just scurries downstairs.
Which is very funny because the quartermaster is Aku, the kobold. And so this tiny little kobold is lecturing this, this reasonably sized
Just 6
young
foot
man.
tall.
Yeah.
He got his glasses back. Now he's a threat.
I have my glasses back, so now you have to respect my authority. I'm sorry, I should never do that again. Someone pushed me down the stairs. Never let me do that again.
Speaking as somebody with glasses,
Feel the spit.
I will hit you upside the head next month for that.
Magnificent.
Aurelius kicks the fucking quartermaster down the stairs and runs.
Several people, as you run, just step forward and clothesline you. Immediately.
I am going to roll to see if Aurelius is knocked out, because if he is knocked out, it's even funnier.
Roll. What would that
Why
be?
is he a cartoon? Why is he a cartoon?
Roll a con save. I have the DC set in my head.
He's
Because
always
Aurelius
no.
soon.
You are not knocked unconscious, but you have like the birds going around your head.
I wanted him to fall down the stairs so fucking bad right behind us.
He rolled just high enough that he wasn't just knocked flat on his ass and had him just go cuckoo. But yes, you're reprimanded soundly for that. But
Yeah.
that, shenanigans aside, laughter filling the air, the wind at your backs. A few days pass, and you pull in to the docks of Wavebreak. This is a
Land ho!
this will be a descriptor moment, like with Molten Hold. So please pause on the funny comments until I am done.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming around and seeing Wavebreak is an interesting sensation. It's a sprawling city. Dozens of homes and different levels to it. It has a feeling of vibrant growth, of effectively like palm trees for certain houses that are built around it, where others are just kind of made of more the wrapped reeds towards the docks, but growing more towards a wooded area on the far side, where there is like wooden planks of trees and others of stone. It's diverse. It's amalgamation of different people and cultures. Just pulling into the docks, you see a number of different races: humans, hobgoblins, goblins, kobolds, dragonborn, gith. You also see a number of races that are ones you might have only heard of, but have never actually seen. Among them being more lupine-figured folk known as the Wolver. There's a stout penguin folk, known as the Tawaki. At the docks, as you're pulling in, there's actually one, you would presume to call them a gentle person, because of the fact that they look to be blatantly not human. They are pulling you in, and they have like 2 or 3 ropes tied around them, probably due to the fact that they look to be made of clay. Just this clay, almost like a wide furnace-looking chest with no neck at all, just like a head that comes out of the furnace part with a little pipe that has a little bit of not smoke per se, but like a little bit of like steam, you would say, coming out of it, with arms that are just like almost as thick as like 2 arms put together for most people, as they're helping pull you in with a few other people. As you guys get pulled in, they nod, make their way around. As they do, you see them just kind of walk a little too close to the edge and just go, whoop, sploosh! And you just hear a few people go, guys, boiler's in the water again! And they're just like, all right. They move over, they pull out, and you just hear them go, I'm sorry, I am doing my best. And they're like, we know. Just pull him out of the water, pat him on the back. Keep your eyes from not wandering. I can't see my feet. We need to move you somewhere else. But I like seeing the boats, as they kind of help him go away. You
might like seeing the boats, but the boats don't like seeing you flop into the water.
They like their head spins with their body, and they're just like, I think they think I'm funny, and they're like, no, it's sad. Stepping down off the gangplank and making your way into the first bits of the city. It's cacophonous. Not in the same way as Molten Hold was. Molten Hold was cacophonous in the way of forging metal, steaming of hot iron being quenched. This is the cacophony of people. Marketplace, distribution of goods. You also note among a few different places that there is a few buildings that have either a banner put on it or specific colors painted on it. Everyone who wants to roll a history check.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm rolling a history check.
History.
Is Wavebreak
Nope.
northward, or is it kind of like
Southward.
south?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I wouldn't know too much.
I mean, to fucking put an advantage, but I'll still take that 20.
Oh, shit, sorry, we'll just go with my lowest roll. That's 5 plus 2. So that's
the
30-20.
Did you roll a disadvantage? Ooh, 20, nice.
I rolled at advantage, but I
meant disadvantage.
Yeah.
So a 9.
So that
or no,
yeah.
7. 5
Yeah,
plus
I'm
2,
the
7.
9.
7.
Okay, you're the 9.
Yeah.
So a 7, a 9. For the two of you, you're like, I have no idea what that means, but it's really cool colorations and whatnot. Artemis and Serenity, those colors and banners have an actual significance. They're the markings of Napa. Napa is the island to the right of the Serpentine Pass. One of the reasons for the Serpentine Pass's name is that it is not actually due to snakes, but due to great storms, whirlpools, and stuff that make it very treacherous to go from the shorelines of Cormundum to Napa. But Napa people have made their way across and know the storms better than most other people, and sometimes do trade here. And very clearly, some people have set up shop. You've also heard of Napa from on the boat, where they mentioned that you specifically, I believe, Artemis, I believe you were talking to, I think it was Aku. No, it wasn't Aku. Was it Aku? Might have been Aku. Where they were discussing about how sorcery is viewed very differently in Napa, where one who has a sorceress bloodline is effectively a chosen person. Someone who's chosen to receive the blessing of magic, and often are referred to as some form of minor nobility.
Mm-hmm.
So those people would have textiles and things that would be very foreign, very out of place anywhere else in Cormundum. However, here they would stand more in the realm of fitting in naturally. There are also a few places that are marked with the Grasmar flag. However, a few of them look to have been more vacant. You would both presume that due to the time in landfall where you heard about the potential of there being a war starting with it, people might be either vacating those places or would be expecting less business just due to the possibility of there being conflict.
So I'm getting the impression that this is a trade port.
Yes.
Like a really massive trade hub. Okay.
Yes.
If that's the case, would there be cargo on our ship that Aurelius would be helping take off so that he could get a better lay of the land while he's helping people?
I imagine you and Serenity are both helping with that while Fidget and Velinor head into the city.
Yeah,
so that you guys
as
are
soon as she
detached,
walks off. Yeah, as soon as she walks down, she is pulling up her scarf, pulling up her hood, and the way she walks changes as she and Velinor walk off.
Yeah, and Artemis get a good look around.
Yeah, make a perception check. Anything specifically you're trying to look for along the way?
Threat assessment.
Threat assessment. Gotcha. Okay.
Another dirty 20.
Overall, as you're looking around, you would say that in terms of threat, obviously in terms of a city as a whole, just the docks themselves are filled with people who have, at the very least, brushed hands with combat. Most people seem to either have a form of weapon, generally a dagger or something small and light that they can quickly get their hands on. There's more than a few people who have hand wraps or bruised knuckles, people who are probably more tavern brawler sorts. There are a few other people who look to be more in the lines of like crossbows and stuff like that. Bows and such, scarcely. You would imagine further in you'll see more like this. In terms of measuring it against your party, you're fighting everyone probably isn't in the cards anyways. You could probably take a good number of them, but keeping your head down and just kind of melding in with the crowd will be a better way of moving through things than to cause conflict.
Would Aurelius get the impression that this would also be a haven for thieves and scoundrels, the docks themselves?
I'll say just with your background, you would guess that this would be the sort of place where those sort of people would come in, partly due to the fact that there's so much trade and people coming in and out that it'd be easy to hide stuff like that in. Which, speaking of, your 20 also gets you one other thing, Artemis. As you're looking around, there is one ship, maybe like 2 or 3 docks down, where they're unloading some cargo, and like one of the manifest people are like opening it, just making sure they have everything, and they pull out something, and you kind of have this moment of, as they pull out what appears to be a glass blown dragon head with a little crystal inside of it. You recognize it as effectively a prototype that wasn't working, partly due to the fact that it is capable of expelling energy from the dragon's maw. However, it very rapidly melts the glass that is made of it, and if you're holding it, that tends to be dangerous to you. And it is
Artemis
the reason why you recognize it is because you helped to work on some of those in Danziel. Not something to bring up, but you notice it.
Yeah, and all of those prototypes were also made of glass, right?
Yes.
So she's probably got some very specific kind of scarring on her hands from having to work on them.
Generally burns, yes.
Because working on blown glass is extremely dangerous.
Oh yeah.
It's basically like working on a sugar plantation, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm. People lose fingers and hands from that shit.
Yep.
Aye.
But yeah, she is going to. It's going to hold her attention for a little longer.
Mhm.
Because seeing it there is going to alarm her.
Mhm.
And she'll kind of twist her fingers for a minute before pulling on a pair of fingerless gloves and pulling her scarf up over her mouth
Gotcha.
and ducking her head down and continuing on. She'll make a mental note of where Fidget is going, along with where Aurelius and Serenity are going, and kind of make a parallel path with them, but not wanting to seem like there's a big crowd or
Group.
there's a lot of direct association.
Gotcha. Alright, let me pull this up here.
Before we get into town, Dawn, can I make sure that I don't see any one of them were holy fucking persuasion?
Make a.
Excuse me, let me correct myself. Holy persuasion that I should be concerned with.
Make a persuasion.
You know what? I'll give her assistance with that if she mentions it to Aurelius, but otherwise he's not gonna
You probably
keep an
would.
eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There is actually an interesting sight, we'll say, that you see as you are looking around. You look around and you see that there's like a few points where there are religious structures. However, as you're looking at them, there's a moment where you're kind of looking at them and you kind of have to reprocess what you're looking at, because of the fact that it's the second one doesn't process to you immediately. The first one is very much what you would expect of a clergy's temple, a very, or not even a temple, a religious structure, a place where they would go to gather and worship and bring others in, a place that you probably grew up in and rubbed elbows with people in, making sense, of course.
So like a coven type thing.
Type thing.
Yeah.
The other one is more of a. It still kind of has that regal view to it, but there is this almost this sense of a more down to earth kind of look and feel to it, where as you're looking at it, the people who are kind of moving around and talking around that area look to be people who are dressed in more common, little regalia still of the god they're worshiping, but more down to earth. They have a larger group of people who are actually like kind of rubbing elbows with them and as they're chatting and discussing stuff, like a lot more of a passing by. So not like, hey, have you heard the good word? Like, hey, how's the kids? Just like normal stuff. Like, yeah, you coming to the sermon later this week? I mean, yeah, I might make it. Well, if you're there, you're there. Whereas the other one's like, you must come and repent for what you have done. A lot more.
It's more casual versus more zealous.
Yeah, and it's very clear that there's a like people who kind of like will listen fervently because they are worshipers and they're like, okay, yeah, no, this is a sermon. This is a moment to take pause and whatnot. But some of them do kind of wander off occasionally to listen to just more the calm undertones. It vibes better with them. And it's very clear that the others are people who probably came from elsewhere in Cormundum where that is more understood and brought about, whereas the others are people who are from here, people who understand. Schedule a time so you know what's going on, not just suddenly random sermon.
Okay. In that case, if Aurelius is also noticing this, he's going to pull his hood up and finish the cargo he's drawing in and just like get closer, blend in with the crowd to listen to the more casual individuals to see what they're about, and if they should be worried about them, because he does not trust the casual nature of that.
Make an insight check.
None of these have the flags that I should be worried about, yes? Like the emblem.
None of them have the emblem that you should be worried about.
Alright, so...
Looking them over,
Cerny
none
will
of them
probably
have
be
that
with...
emblem. Yeah.
Cerny will probably be with Aurelius then.
So they're recognizing these as Cormundum religions.
Yes. Granted, the more casual one seems to be bringing it with a different air, which means that they're probably from either Wavebreak or from somewhere else, maybe Napa, but they're not wearing the colors or banner of it, so it's hard to tell. As you're kind of listening to both of them, you can hear kind of the discussions and such of what you can presume to be the god Keish. I will spell that for you all.
Remind me what Keish is the god of?
I'm typing that as well.
Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate your insights into such matters.
Keish, also known as who knows and learns, god of knowledge, understanding, and the unknown.
Aurelius would definitely have respect for that.
And there's definitely discussions that you can kind of... It's not even like full-on discussion, but they're just like asking questions of people like, hey, you've certainly traveled far. What is it that you how is it that you do what you do? And they kind of just mention some stuff on hand, and they kind of go, that's honestly fascinating. I have heard of it done in this manner. And they're like, never heard of it that way before. That's from... And they, just kind of a back and forth.
Yeah.
It's a very
gathering knowledge.
Yeah, a very free exchange of knowledge. Whereas the other one sounds like they're trying to enhance understanding a bit more bluntly and violently. Violently is the wrong word for it, though. It's aggressively.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually see Aurelius getting caught up in one of the conversations that it's happening. He's just kind of like leaning against a
barrel.
Like a stack of crates.
Yeah.
And he's just listening in, like hood up, just kind of like, it looks like he's resting, but he's like very intently listening into one of the conversations.
After a few minutes, she'll probably start to drag Aurelius away because they do still need to find a place to rest.
I'm resting.
Let her go ahead.
I'm just curious if Artemis also notices these religious people.
Yeah, you notice them. Your passive would pick them up.
All right, because she'd be very curious about this one that's more calm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You can go up and listen in.
She'd probably go up and listen in for a moment and have to resist the urge to like actively start asking questions.
Fair.
Yeah. Would Artemis be anywhere near Aurelius as this is happening?
She said she was keeping herself near. Yeah.
Yeah. Aurelius would do the thing where if she starts to walk towards them, Aurelius will like put his hand out and be like, wait for them to finish.
They're still talking.
So we start to pull them both away.
As you move to go to them, you feel a gentle tap on the shoulder.
Which one?
She'll look over her shoulder.
Also, which one of us is being tapped on the shoulder?
No, Serenity is.
Okay.
She'll look behind her.
There is a young man, about your height actually, a little higher than you would say, who is half orc, who with their hair kind of like done over to the side, sides completely cut down, with a big axe on their back, as they have this book that looks quite small in their hands, as they're like flipping through a few pages, and they look to you and they kind of look around the dock and they go, excuse, I'm looking for a friend, a woman, this kind of makes a motion of height, supposed to be here a few days, today, yesterday, have you seen?
What's her name?
kind of mumbles a curse in Orcish and kind of flips back through the pages and
Nope, can't help.
Mumbles a few curses. I do not know. We were close. Not first name.
Aurelius is going to try a few different languages that he does know to see if it's easier for them to speak in that language.
What languages do you try?
Wait, do they even?
He doesn't try Abyssal because that's going to draw eyes.
Yeah.
But he does try Infernal, which is a bit more acceptable.
1 second. Let me double check their languages.
This is exactly who I think it is, ain't it?
It's Richard from accounting.
Oh no, not Richard from accounting.
Your silence tells me everything!
No, I'm looking. What? Oh no, this is the wrong one. Why am I here? Get me out of here. Why did you log me out?
Fuck you!
It doesn't like you.
There we go.
I have a feeling I know who it is too, but I'm just like acting as if
I'm
I
about
do
to
not.
Throw a fucking pack of fucking cabbages at you.
You say that in the language, and they kind of squint and they shake their head.
He tries and he goes to start in deep speech and then stops himself and is like, bad idea.
Bad idea.
I'll try giant.
Artemis is gonna lean forward with Dwarvish. This one?
They shake their head. Your ears are not visible, correct?
No, they are not.
Yeah, he just shakes his head no. Yeah.
And she's going to kind of lean in and whisper in Elven. This one?
He perks up, and in Elven he goes, "Yes, I am. I'm more proficient in that one. It's like the second language I learned. Hi. I'm glad someone speaks something. Listen, I'm looking for a friend. They're a young woman about this tall. They're supposed to be here. I'm supposed to find them.
What are they called?
Kind of pauses and looks at you for a moment. He kind of shifts a bit for a moment. Then he just kind of a nickname they've gone by is Babyface.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We're familiar with this nickname, right? We've been told this several times.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yup.
Who are you?
A friend. If she spoke of me, I was Tank.
Is Babyface and Tank said in common?
In Elvish.
I didn't know if names were the same thing as like with most human language where you just say the name.
The reason
The
why
thing is, it's not a name; it's a nickname.
Yeah, that's why they are nicknames. So you can't have it going back from the other language into common if you're trying to be secret.
So I'm gonna lean to Artemis. You want to transcribe because she suddenly got very tense.
Take like
She'll,
glances and
switch-
looks between the two and says in Elvish, just like, "Are they in the know or?"
Yes, they're in the know.
Kind of exhales slowly. He looks visibly relieved. Switching to comedy, he's like, my friend Babyface.
You actively see Aurelius raise a brow.
I don't imagine she spoke of me highly. Not after she had to leave so suddenly.
She said you were her only friend.
She also said that you and I would apparently get along.
Oh. He looks like, oh, just like this big, wide-eyed, excitement. She did remember.
Aurelius doesn't say anything. He's looking this person over, trying to gauge how trustworthy he is.
Make an insight check.
Can I do the same?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Now that's an insight check.
Moss,
Boo!
Yes.
you told, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, you told
is
Serenity
Tank.
Tank's name.
Yes.
No, you just know it was Tank, but yeah,
Just
she
Tank.
has talked of Tank.
That's what I mean, like that
Oh, yeah.
name, literally.
Yeah, you
Tank,
you have all
yes.
heard her talk about Tank and fondly.
Are you Tank?
I did
Yeah,
say
he just introduced himself as that.
I'm Tank.
It was in Elvish, love.
No,
No,
I
he
said in
didn't. No, it
common.
wasn't. It was in common.
Was it? Oh, my bad.
Yes.
There is a lot of talking
Yeah,
for
he
men over
reintroduced
there.
himself.
We step here.
Kind of motions off to the side where there's a little less crowd to
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Can Aurelius look around for like an alleyway that's out of sight?
that's where he's
That's a bit
pointing.
My
more.
homie-
That's where he's pointing.
Okay.
Towards. By the way, with your 20, it's interesting. He's very genuine. There's a skittishness of nervousness, but not about talking to you. More of every now and then he kind of looks over the crowd like he's expecting to see someone,
He's trying to make sure he wasn't followed.
or he's looking for someone.
Ar-
But he will motion
Okay.
to you all and move towards the
Serenity
alley.
walk in.
Aurelius will follow, not saying a word, but like hood up, and he's now that he notices that he's looking over his shoulder, he has gone into basically sentry mode in his brain.
Gotcha.
So he'll still listen in, but he's like acting basically as a guard.
Artemis is gonna look back out into the crowd and see if she can remember properly. She will remember which way that Fidget and Eleanor went.
Yeah.
Can she still see them?
No, by the point you guys were listening in on stuff, they had been able to make their way deeper into the city out of eyesight.
Okay.
In the alley, he kind of looks between you all, kind of claps and kind of goes,
M Tank. Yes. Hello. She spoke good. I'm very glad.
Sounds like she thinks.
She
Sounds like she
spoke
thinks
with
highly of you.
respect.
She, my closest friend. Very close. She's, good.
As good as
good as
one
she
can
can
be.
Artemis is going to switch back to Elvin. She thinks she's here for all of you to kill her. Is that true?
What? No. Well, it depends on what she picks.
Her eyes will narrow.
Hey, look, I looked into some of the possibilities and such. That she has realistically 3 options: a trial by her peers, which is, well, she's in a foreign place, and I mean that might be good for her, but, honestly, her best bet's probably going to be the trial of endurance. Effectively having people actively try to kill her, but she'll get allies, people who can voice that they want to help her along the way. And that's why
That's why you're here.
I didn't know she had friends.
She could do with more.
Okay, good.
She basically translates all of that for Aurelius and Serenity.
Good.
An extra pair of hands will be helpful.
gives you a thumbs up.
Good.
Especially considering your size.
I'm sharp.
Taps his head.
Sharp. I see good. I also
He interlocks his fingers and makes like a lifting motion.
jump good.
I'ma smack you for that, dog.
What?
Wait, what?
He made it. He interlocked his fingers and like make like a foothold and made a
Yep.
motion of like lifting something and said, "Jump good."
Aurelius kind of like chuckles and looks down with a smile. So that's what she meant.
Eh? Good things, I hope. Ooh, you needing place to rest.
Aye.
Yes.
We just arrived in port and we need a place to stay.
I have place. This I can show if you wish. Is a little loud. I like place with good vibes. I went the other place towards other end of town. Went into bad vibes. Not good. This place good vibes.
Aurelius looks at Serenity like, what the fuck does he mean by good and bad vibes?
I'm sorry, I had to message someone. Give me a synopsis of what he said that just tripped off Aurelius.
He said that he has a place that he is currently bed down in because he recommends and he'll show you it because it has good vibes. He went to another place, it had bad vibes. He did not go there.
Basically, it doesn't seem suspicious.
No, safe. Bad.
I mean, if a place feels suspicious, it wouldn't be safe.
Suspicious, depends. Some place suspicious, too busy looking over shoulder to realize you punched them in face. Nod sagely.
All right.
He already smiles.
Lead the way, Tank.
Yes, follow. And he will motion his way over and go down the road. And we will move back over to do a quick breakdown of what goes down with Fidget and Velinor. The place you have to go to is suspiciously easy, but in the way of the obviousness of it is very collective. You see a place, and it is called the Black Rose.
Seeing that title, she'll pull the artificial black rose she's been carrying this entire time out of her bag.
Mm-hmm. You go inside, and there's the place is kind of low-key. It's not an inn, it's just a tavern. And as you come in, there's a Kenku who is kind of working, moving things around behind the bar. They see, yeah, hello, come in. How can I help you?
She will go over to the bar and kind of motion for Velinor to stay behind her.
He nods and just kind of leans against the wall with his arms crossed.
She will lean forward just a bit and lift her scarf to show her brand.
Kind of like her eyes like flicker to it like really quick and kind of goes, how can I help?
She'll hold out the rose.
Ooh. Gently takes it, looks it over.
Babyface has arrived.
One moment, I need to check the books. And they go into the back. They kind of like do a little tit, go into the back, and you hear like a of pages being flipped over. Oh. Comes back out. Yes, we'll be seeing you tomorrow. We'll find you. We'll bring cavalry to you so that we can take you to the boss.
It ain't just me, I got a crew with me now.
Oh.
Cavalry got a big enough ride for everyone.
Of course. How many?
She does a quick count on her fingers of, and you can it's like a visible thing where she's like, well, there's Velinor and Aurelius and Artemis and Serenity. 6 or 7?
They kind of tap their chin.
And that's including me.
Of course. We can make ride for 10. Easy. Extra elbow room.
Gotta make sure the cavalry knows what they're getting into.
Kind of like waves a little. If you are not too snug, then you will not have a good time.
Just gotta make sure I got room for my friend. And she, like, motions with her head towards Velinor.
Looks to him, gives a little nod. We can make do. Now,
Then I'll let them know that tomorrow we ride.
tomorrow morning, yes.
We'll be ready.
Anything to drink on your way out?
Gotta go find a place to sleep before tomorrow.
Yes. Get good rest. Good. And they take the rose and they kind of just flit it away. Have safe travel.
She'll put a gold on the counter as she walks back over to Velinor.
Disappears with a flick of her wrist.
Let's go find the others, dude. We got a busy morning ahead of us.
That went smoothly.
That's how it's supposed to go. Welcome to my world, Velinor.
It's honestly cleaner than I expected. Kind of looks around the tavern before walking out with you. As you're taking a few steps... good.
I was gonna say, she'll look at Velinor going, they have places like this everywhere. People don't look too oddly at a tavern that does really well for themselves, but don't have too many patrons.
I think I can see why. As you're talking and looking around, there's a moment of just like a sea breeze kind of washes over you. You kind of pull your hood up a little more. Kind of look around. You see various people in the crowd. One person looking down at a map, poking their head up to look at stuff, just enough that you can see enough features to recognize the face.
She recognizes the face.
Yes. And after a moment, you actually hear a voice coming from a very particular item you have. The grapevine. As you see the person reach for something and go, Jenny? Where am I supposed to meet you at?
She'll hold on to the grapevine going, Maxim, look up.
I have looks up towards the sky. Listen, I'm going to be a little bit of a smart aleck and look towards the sky.
I can see you.
Where?
Maxim.
Looks around.
Straightforward person, all black, next to full orc.
Oh, yeah, no, that stands out. Hold on. People. And as he makes his way through the crowd, kind of just eventually kind of pops out next to you and just kind of, that is a lot bigger of a crowd than I was expecting. This place is busy. Kind of looks up, sees the Black Rose Tavern, kind of looks down at you. Taking care of something, I'm take it?
I had to let him know I arrived.
So you're here then? Yeah, that...
I'm here and it starts tomorrow, Maxim.
That's fast. Yeah?
Maxim?
Yeah.
This is our friend Velinor. Velinor, this is Maxim.
Velenor's
You
like...
kind of saw him. You kind of saw him at with when you were on work. But this is Maxim.
He kind of is looking over Maxim like, who's this punk? Kind of looking back to you like, this guy? And they look to each other. I suppose it's a pleasure meeting you. He takes Maxim's hand, gives it a shake, and Maxim shakes his hand vigorously. He's like, likewise. I would presume you're the one who was helping take care of my friends while they were abroad. Yeah, they get into surprising bits of trouble. Kind of looks down to Fidget, gives a little, just kind of like bumps her with the back of his hand. Not too much trouble.
He's aware of what just happened before we got here, Eleanor.
Oh, well, you're definitely going to see plenty of people drinking seawater. People drinking seawater. Yeah, that's a good descriptor.
We're actually on our way to go find the others. I didn't want everybody coming here because too many eyes. And Velinor
Smart.
is an imposing figure.
Maxim looks up to Velinor, looks him up and down. He is? Velinor looks a little like kind of like does a double take of like, wait, what the fuck?
We should. Do you have a place to stay yet?
I just have been kind of schmoozing about town.
And you'll see, she goes to move closer to him before stopping. And her hands going to the side, going, "It's good to see you, Maxim."
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well.
If we weren't outside with too many eyes, it would be yeah.
Yeah. Am I
Wanna walk
interrupting
with us?
something? I feel like I'm interrupting. Should I step away? Should I go back into the tavern?
No, it's okay, Villanor. My group doesn't particularly approve of dating the law.
They have a choice in who you date? That's dumb.
I never said I agreed with everything they did.
Maxim chuckles
You wanna-
softly.
Do you want to walk with us while we go find the others?
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I'll
Maybe actually get you a real room?
Hey. You guys begin to walk down the road to go find the others. Easy enough.
Please, God, tell me they find him because Serenity and Tank are making noise.
You'll get there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Serenity, roll me an athletics check.
Oh boy. No. That advantage away. Doesn't matter.
So, as you're making your way around, you can hear chanting and stuff from one of the places. As you're you're asking around, trying to be like, hey, have you seen a lady looks about yay tall, really strong, hair like so, and people kind of eventually start pointing you in the right direction. Look at there, thanks. And eventually you see the tavern. You hear this chanting, yeah, yeah. You're like, okay. As you make your way in, you just hear a loud wham as Serenity emerges victorious from this arm wrestling. As they're like, whoa, yeah!
We lost.
We did lose Kendall.
A Kendall.
Yes. Oh, Kendall back.
There she is. Okay.
Kendall, return.
I have no idea what had happened.
I don't.
I'm just glad you're back. Serenity won against Tank.
As Fidget
Nice.
comes in, she's lowering her scarf and her hood, and she's smiling at the obvious. This is something that she knows would make Serenity happy, and seeing her friends happy has an obvious smile on her face as she leads the other two with her over.
The other two make
At
their way over.
Would there be somewhere out the back of the tavern where people would go to practice their archery and crossbowmanship, or is it just kind of like a...
Not in this kind of place. This kind of place is a bit
All
more too close together for that.
Fair enough.
Artemis would kind of lean over to Tank, kind of tap him on the shoulder a little bit,
Eh.
and
Sorry.
There she is. She says in Elvish to him,
Oh.
looking over at Fidget.
Tank jolts upright, and so it's the case of him being like half on the floor. You don't fully see him, and then all of a sudden he's just upright, looking directly in your direction. And there's this moment of clarity, this moment of you're here, and you see his eyes like have that little bit of a sparkle, like and then his eyes drift slightly. And you see him like all of a sudden, all the color drains out of his face, and he just actually I want to roll something real quick.
Just dives under the table.
His eyes roll back, and he just boom.
Oh my god, he fainted.
Runs over and as quickly as she can, and like right next to his head, kind of tapping his cheek, going, "Tank, Tank." Tank.
Artemis will kind of lean over and press her hand to the side of his temple. Tank, wake up. And she'll use Cure Wounds.
Okay. He kind of is jolted back to consciousness as he kind of blinks slowly, staring up, just like...
Fidget gives him the biggest smile down at him.
Babyface.
Tank, you're here?
Hi.
And she's not even caring that he's on the ground. She throws her arms around his neck and hugs him.
He immediately hugs you back. Yep.
As this is happening, Aurelius just kind of smiles, taps whoever he's talking to on the shoulder with, like, you know, that hand grab where it's like, I'll talk to you later type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does one of those, and he just walks out the front to chill for a bit. It's getting too hot in here.
I will say, because of where you're going, as you're doing so, you do note Maxim is just like watching it with, you know, a light smile, like, oh, that's nice. Velinor looks completely stuck still.
Oh no. Dawn?
Huh?
Can I ask a question?
Maybe.
Do Velinor and Tank look somewhat similar?
Now that you see the two of them in the same room together, a little bit.
You hear Serenity go, no way. And she just fucking immediately beelines to Velinor. She spots Maxim when she goes to Velinor, points at him. You and I have a sparring to do.
What?
Before she goes to Velinor to usher him a little bit over to a seated area.
Yeah, okay.
Velinor, is that who I think it is?
Maybe.
He said his name was Tank.
I don't know a Tank.
Does he look like him?
He's got the ash hair. The ash smile.
Do you need to sit down?
A little bit.
She'll pull a chair up for him.
Point Fidget is helping Tank sit up, going, What happened?
He's looking around, and he will note where Serenity and Velinor have sat down, and he actually... You've never seen him skittish before, but he, like, full-on ducks his head, and he's kind of, like, covering his face, like, oh... I didn't know you came here with Ghost.
Go. Get up, Tank. Get up.
Ghost.
How old is Tank?
He's Fidget's age. So he's 30.
How old is Velinor?
You haven't asked.
How does he look?
He looks to be in mid-30s. Early 30s at the very youngest. Probably close to, you'd say, 33, 34-ish at the youngest.
Can I 2 + 2 = share this and figure out that they're brothers?
You can 2
Cousins?
+ 2
Did you say
equals
2
share
plus
this.
2?
Yes, you can 2 + 2 equals share this.
Tank, I don't travel with ghosts. What are you And she'll look over her shoulder going, You were just arm wrestling Serenity. You know she's not a ghost.
Fidget.
Uh-huh.
He's not talking about Serenity. He's talking about Velinor.
Hank,
No.
is this the thing that you didn't want to tell me about?
I should leave before I cause problems.
Hank, you just got here.
I am
Here.
going to cause
And
problems.
even with her,
Eh.
even though he's strong, obviously bigger and stronger than her, she grabs him by the wrist and pulls him aside.
Yep.
He seems to be very much someone who could try and like fight this, but is also very clearly not, and very clearly letting himself be kind of pulled off to the side.
Hank, you used to talk so proudly about your family. What happened?
Look, family. I'm from a great tribe. My family bloodline is strong, good people. I am not a good person. I am very much a bad person. I am an
Yeah,
angry.
you're talking to me.
You are a good person. Do not lie.
Oh, Hank, what we used to do, you know for a fact that I ain't a good person and I am also angry.
You are good at what you do. It's
And
different.
you ain't?
I am good at what I do, and I did bad thing.
What did you do, Tank? Because I can assure you, Villanor, he's real.
That's what scares me.
What did you do to your brother?
He looks to you with all seriousness and says,
When I left him, he was dead.
Tank, did you?
Tank?
Uh,
Was he a druid when you left him?
what? What? No. Why?
Because he is now.
I forgot I'm the only person who fucking Villanor actually told everything.
Yeah. Well, no, he kind
Oh.
of told Aurelius, but didn't
Yeah.
say who it was.
yep, he told Aurelius as well. Tank has this expression of dial-up noises going on between his eyes as he is trying to process that.
Fidget
Mass Villanor.
will actually cut both of his cheeks
Ugh.
and do something that they used to do together and make him just look her in the eye. Just us.
Just us.
Just us. We're talking like we always used to. Take your time. I just want to know what happened. You know I won't judge.
I killed him.
Did you get angry?
Yes.
Is that why you came to Corvin?
Yes.
Is that why the collective is protecting you?
Yes. Well, no. They're not protecting me. They're giving me a home. Place to stay.
Hank. And she'll like lean forward and just touch their foreheads together. Why didn't you tell me?
Shame.
With everything I told you I used to do and did.
You are still a good person.
She'll poke at his chest. And I think you are a good person.
I am pretty bad.
She'll jab his chest with her finger again, and in Orcish say, good.
Blech. Over with Serenity.
Artemis
real quick.
is going.
Oh, Okay.
Artemis is gonna get up and walk over to Velinor, but that's gonna happen a little during the scene while you're
Maxim's
doing
just
this.
standing there.
He's just like, I don't know. He actually does go sit down with the other two, just kind of like, what's going on over there? To Serenity.
That's the Serenity.
Family drama.
Ew. I dislike family drama because mine usually ends in violence. Laughter and whatnot.
Mine is in
such a-
hayfires.
What?
What?
Why were there
Oh, you mean
fires?
in... I'm sorry, I misunderstood family drama. I thought you meant family against family. Later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
No, I did mean family. But
I'll explain later. Promise.
yeah.
Velinor, do you want to leave?
I don't know.
Do you want to go talk to him?
I don't know if he's
Certainly be a good way to get closure. Wait, repeat that?
He's I don't know if, and he just kind of trailed off.
I'll be there every step of the way.
I'll see if he comes over. If he doesn't, then he doesn't want to talk, and I'm not going to force that on him.
I'm gonna be honest, from the way he's looking at you, he looks like A, he's ashamed of something, and B, he wants to sprint out the door.
He did leave me for dead, and he was always afraid of ghosts. And now I am a walking ghost.
Well, technically, no, you're not. And she puts her hand to his chest. I can't touch him. She's smiling.
Maybe I'm a very convincing ghost.
Well, at least you're handsome.
You, Kendall.
Look, just give him a moment.
Fidget will actually, in very broken Orcish, be trying to get Tank to go sit with the group.
Yep. Artemis comes over
Trinity
first.
do the same with Velinor.
Yeah, Artemis comes right over to Velinor. She's got like this really intense, worried look on her, in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of tilts her head and kind of makes a point of making eye contact, which is something she usually doesn't do.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
I am feeling many emotions, so... okay, might be in there. Maybe.
Wrong accent.
What?
Doing Tank for Velinor.
Oop, sorry.
Eleanor.
I'm doing... okay's in there somewhere.
Which one do you feel the most right now?
Worried. Nervous. Concerned. He did hit his head pretty hard.
He doesn't know that you're a druid.
That was a more recent development, yeah.
How long have you two been separated?
3, 4, 5... about almost 7 years.
Why does he think he killed you?
Oh yeah, did I not tell you that, he might have actually killed me once?
I think our lovely little doctor that was at Cameral's mention might have had something to do with him. She gestures to just him as a whole.
Being alive, yeah.
Are you okay with him being here?
He kind of glances over to him as he's being gently coaxed to go talk to them and looks back over. I don't know what he's going to say.
I'm not asking about what he's going to say. I'm asking
That's all I'm
if
really
him
worried
being
about.
here causes you harm.
He kind of has this momentary pause and thinking moment. Then he kind of looks to you and just like, I don't think anyone wants a bear in this bar, so I think he should behave.
To be fair, I do,
No,
but
that's not what I meant. Being
you're avoiding the
killed,
question.
being killed is traumatizing. Does him being here hurt you?
No. I don't think so.
Do you miss him?
Yeah.
Do you want us to be here with you when you talk to him?
I don't really want you to leave. Let me put it that way. I appreciate the support.
Then we're not leaving.
Thank you.
To be fair, you weren't going to get me to leave, even if you wanted me gone. After everything you've told me.
I like how this whole time the one guy who's actually died and come back is outside just chilling.
Yeah, you chose that.
Yeah, I know. It's just funny to me.
And
At this point,
Artemis
let
will
me say
kind
that
of turn around and move to the side a little bit, so
that
that
point,
Fidget
yeah.
and Tank can come closer.
Mm-hmm.
Tank, I ain't leaving your side.
He nods and just
But you-
steps up with you.
You're a monk. You might not know all of them very well, except for me and your brother, but I vouch for him.
Mm-hmm. He looks between those who are at the table. Velinor
And she'll even kind
stands
of
up.
put a hand on his,
Mm-hmm.
going, that's including the robe.
Oh. Okay.
And he's gonna blank stare.
Velinor stands up, and it's interesting to see the imposing form of Velinor head over this stocky young man, and for a brief moment there's an intensity, and it takes a moment to kind of process what that feeling is. From Velinor, it's like feeling like there's a wild animal, a beast, curled and waiting for something. Whereas with Tank, it's like the spring of a monster ready to destroy or rip apart. Very different but very similar intensities.
He's ready to interfere should anything happen.
Fidget has moved to stand next to where Maxim's seat is, and that being the first time that she's able to have any sort of contact with him with just a hand on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Silence lasts for a minute before Tank tries to talk, and it's this stumbling over his words, babbling, non-communication in Orc.
Does Fidget pick up on any of it?
you're able to pick up on like, it was so fast. I am. This is not what I imagined. I figured I'd be dead. A whole lot of struggling.
And for Tank to struggle with his native tongue says a lot.
Yep. Before Velinor reaches out and puts both of his hands on his shoulders, and Tank looks to the hands, and there is a moment of him clearly processing and kind of coming to a realization as he kind of tenses up, and Velinor just kind of pushes him back just a little bit and slams his forehead into Tank's.
Oh shit. Okay.
Wham!
Okay. What would
You
that
hear,
be?
yes.
Okay. Aurelius comes back in.
You
And
see
he
the,
It's
is
fine.
you see the both in the holding their skulls like, and just like Tank like looks
Aurelius
up
is
to him.
walking between them to prevent anything further from happening.
Stops him. Fidget stops
Serenity
Aurelius.
stops as well.
To
And,
immediately grab you.
Fidget actually looks a little bit like there's actually a grin on Fidget's lips as she stops Aurelius, going, "Just trust me."
What's going on?
A bit
Trust
of
me.
brotherly affection.
That is brotherly affection?
Trust us.
Fidget, you hear orcish cursing, very very just colorful language, as he grabs Velinor by like the shirt and pulls himself up a little bit to try and slam his head into Velinor's, and just Velinor like tilts his head down, just wham. He drops back down, holding his head, just like and Velinor's holding
Yeah,
his head
this
like,
doesn't look
"Ow."
like brotherly love to me.
Trust it from the farm girls, it is.
It's a cultural difference, Aurelius. But Artemis is backing up and towards the door because this is getting loud. They look like they're getting along now, so she's going to step outside for a second.
Of course.
Yeah, no, Aurelius is doing the protective brother thing.
Yes.
To the point. I can see it being the point where both Serenity and Fidget grab a shoulder and push Aurelius into a chair.
Pretty much.
It's like, wait, no, please, I need to
Take a seat,
protect.
pretty boy.
If you're going to actually try to put Aurelius in a chair, then I would like to contest that. But if it's just like
No,
metaphorical, then
It's
It's literal.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Try me.
Would it be? Would I be rolling strength at disadvantage? Strength saving?
Oh shit! I am not helping you. Sorry.
Yes.
Fine, I don't need help.
All right,
Fine, I got it.
Actually, I'm using
disadvantage.
my inspiration. I'm re-rolling.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a 12. It's fine. Still, both of
I
you,
wanted to help.
both of you just grab him and just basically just like pin him to the thing. He's just like, wait, no, I'm helping. Wait, and as you see the two of them like holding
Yeah,
their
as he
heads,
said, sit down, pretty boy.
as you see the two of them like holding their heads, looking at each other for a second, and then Velinor like puts a hand on his shoulder, and Tank has this look of just like, fuck, as Velinor pulls back his hand and just kind of just smacks him. And then Tank like looks up at him after a moment, a little bit of welting on his cheek as he reaches up, and Velinor like has this moment of just like, oh no, as Tank just wham, and Velinor actually like stumbles a few steps, unlike Tank who just like took it to the jaw, and he kind of takes his jaw, rubs it, looks back to Tank. You still hit like Mom. Yeah, she knew how to beat your ass. Sorry. Yes, she knew how to beat your ass. After a moment, Tank just kind of exhales and just kind of drops his head. I thought you were dead. I was dead. Tank has this look of this like, ugh! But I'm real. And I'm here. You feel real enough. Are you forgiving? Not exactly. But then that's partly because I never blamed you to begin with. He puts a hand on Tank's shoulder and pulls him into a headlock, and he doesn't really fight. He just kind of like dead, like just kind of goes ragdoll, just kind of lets it happen.
This music is so befitting this entire scene.
Just very.
Why do you think I picked it?
I need you to understand that, like, when you both threw Aurelius in the chair,
Yeah.
he also has a similar intensity to the brother. But his intensity again is different.
Your intensity is like that of a demon.
It's closer
Awesome, I've got the devil to match it.
It's closer to a barely contained cold wrath.
Yeah, like a demon's.
Aye. Except the demon's a lot more, out there.
Yes.
Why did you turn Scottish?
I don't know. He just had a good time. Let him vibe.
Fidget, once they are having the headlock moment going, can you two sit down? I gotta tell you what I found out. And she'll look at Serenity going, and I trust that you'll tell Artemis once she's gotten air. This was a bit much, I'm sure, for her.
It was a bit much for me, and I'm used to this kind of shit.
Let me do just one thing, though.
Hmm.
She'll start to walk up to the brothers.
Eh?
Has the air been cleared?
They look to each other. And Villanor like squeezes Tank's neck. He's like, ah, 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 ah. It's been cleared enough, I suppose.
Alright, so I'm going to do a few things in quick succession, alright? She's smiling.
Yeah, they look at each other again, like with like, what?
I'm gonna punch Tank in the face. And before he can reel back, she will pull him so like her arm is around his shoulder. That's for hurting my friend. We need a celebration and some drinks! On me! Entire house!
Yeah!
Go sit. And she will drag them both to the table.
They're both
Aurelius is still seething.
They're both seated on around the table.
Fidget will lean in just a bit.
Aurelius reluctantly orders rum.
Yep.
It's tomorrow morning.
You want me with?
I'd assume that's why you're here.
Yes. I figure you. I figure which trial you will take. Do you know trials?
I can't remember. Did Fidget explain the trials to him? No. Okay.
And there's actually a look on Fidget's face as her eyes get large going, that's what the meeting is?
Yes.
Artemis would have told Aurelius and Serenity.
When?
What Tank had said.
A little earlier that day.
Mm-hmm.
When Tank told her in Elvish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
She would have translated it for them.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
Fidget is she's already pale, but she gets almost green going, that's what they're doing to me?
Yes, they are letting you choose what manner of trial you are wanting.
I can't claim the past 2 years have been endurance.
Endurance, you have to stay in an area. They will likely
Is
make
there a trial of fighting?
Endurance would still be best. Fighting, I'm not saying is not something she can do, but they.
Tank, you do realize that if I choose anything but endurance, they'll have in my head.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust them to have heard all the stories about what I did.
Yeah.
And being on the run for 2 years, to trust being put on an actual trial, and any job they give me to clean my slate, they'll have me killed, because that means I no longer have a protection on me.
Why you think I'm here?
Sorry, I know there are trials. What are the differences? Why would they kill you?
So, trials.
Do you want to tell them?
Yeah. Maybe you tell.
I was gonna say my comments. You're getting better, by the way. You're
Thanks.
getting better. I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Been
You still have your
practicing.
book?
Yes. He pulls out the little book and shows it. Just yes. I still
Remind me to learn Orcus and
Remind me
Elvish.
to learn Elvish, yeah.
good language.
So
Very nice.
So- there are 3 trials I can choose from. I can do trial by my peers, and
Which is going to be rigged.
yeah, because it's going to be a trial of collective higher ups having to prove my case and on why I've been on the run for 2 years, and that ain't gonna work. There's trial by tribulation, where they give me another job to,
Which they'll just kill you once you go out to do it.
and then there's trial by endurance, where I get literally hunted for a set number of days, and I can have friends help me.
All right.
Normally,
Already perks up.
normally
We
they would say it would be a period of like a few weeks to a month, but with how much she is evaded, they might make it only a week at most.
Either way, I'm literally going to be hunted and to kill.
You're
All
saying
right.
something? But-
Sorry, me.
But I
Yes, you were saying something.
No. I was just kind of in character confirming what he was
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
But tomorrow morning, all of us, if you still want to be here with me, and I understand if you don't, and she puts a hand on Maxim's, I really do understand if you don't. We're being brought to the boss, and I have to make a public decision.
Do you know who the boss is? Max asks to Tank, and Tank kind of like shifts for a moment, looks, kind of glances around, and he looks again to you, Fidget, with this look of just like, do I tell him he's a robe? What do I say?
She'll kind of just hold eye contact with Tank for a moment before motioning to the fact that she and Maxim are holding hands.
That's still so cute.
He's trustworthy.
Get a room. Aurelius doing the annoying older brother things.
Oh,
Why would they need a
expected.
room? They have to deal with you, me, and Artemis consistently.
Tank
Mostly you and Artemis, but yeah.
processes.
Alright.
She'll kiss his cheek.
Artemis will slip back in at some point and just quietly listen to the conversation.
Gotcha. Tank looks at the hand and just seems like just kind of process for a moment. Doesn't say anything, just kind of processing before eventually just kind of snapping back to the moment. Iceberg.
What kind of
Didn't know that
fucking name
name.
is Iceberg?
They're
Would
from
Fidget
north.
have known that name?
Very high north. No. No,
He
he wouldn't
wouldn't?
know that. No.
You said it as Tank. I love it.
did. Do not question me. I am now God.
He's getting stuck in the loop.
Fidget will, after a second, lean across the table just a bit to look at Tank better, going, do they know you're here?
They know we're here.
Are they here?
Kind of makes like a bobbing his head, kind of like side to side, like a yeah. I was the only one here because they figured you would come by land, so they were at the other end of the city. But I got bad vibes, and I decided to go near the ports, and they said I could do so. And I am
So they don't know that you're here with me right now.
at this very moment. No.
Are you
should
trying to
let
tell me that both Silvertongue and Midnight were waiting for me to come on land?
Silvertongue said you did not enjoy boat.
Yeah, because of him. And she'll stop for a moment. Like, that just came out before she even thought, going, I'll process that later look on her face.
Spite.
Aurelius kind of narrows his eyes.
Serenity is just outright staring at her.
Tank just kind of nods.
Because of him, I don't like boats, and you know that.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark, say traumatic memory, and move on.
Move on.
I'm not going to take any shots because I don't have any bolts left.
Yes, that's good, considering the last time you...
We can go shop. There is
No!
seller down the street. What? Why not?
Tank,
Why are you
Tank,
yelling at
no.
me?
Tank, do not. I made the mistake of giving him a crossbow.
He's not good.
Serenity lifts her dress that still has a hole in it.
He fired at both of us, Tank.
A man of
I didn't
culture.
fire at you, I fired near you.
A man
I'm
of
to
culture.
put my fist near your brain.
You already tried that. Look how well that went.
Yeah, you're in the chair now, aren't you?
Look.
Yes, I'm in the chair.
The Sending Cavalry tomorrow.
Of course.
I think there'll be room for you too, Tank, unless you have to get the other means.
I mean, if I show up, it's good. Oh wait, no. If you let them know,
If you show up
then
with me,
I might have to go with them. Because I have to show up as Corvin representative. I hate that word. It's too many syllables. That is another word I hate.
Syllables?
Yes.
God, you would not
Wild.
have liked the clergy, he says, taking a drink.
I don't like the clergy as a rule of thumb. I come from tribes where we are able to be free with our worship and not have to be bound to one god. And then there's people going, no, you must worship this god, or that god, or this god, or that god.
you're
Yeah.
making him sound more and more like the Count from Sesame Street.
Do not make me count to 10.
I hate you all.
I
While
hate
they're
me
talking-
too.
Yes.
Artemis is going to look over and try to make eye contact with Maxim to see how he's gauging all of this.
He's processing. And he kind of like notices you, glance, gives a little smile and a little nod. Like puffs out his cheeks with this look that's just like, woo, this is a lot. He's handling
Just
it.
say if any of you do not wish to go with me tomorrow morning, Tank excluded because you gotta be a representative.
Yeah.
Don't meet me down here tomorrow
Oh,
morning.
don't even start with that. You know we're all going.
All for one.
One fall?
We will
I
answer
do-
to the call.
Don't. Don't. That's me out of character. Don't.
I like this phrase. It's good phrase. All for one for all. We will
And
answer to
Fidget,
the call.
He's writing that down.
yeah.
Yes.
Fidget looks visibly just exhausted, going, I'm gonna go get a room, and I'm gonna go lay down.
That's enough serious talk. Go get you some rest. You! She points to Tank.
Yeah.
She'll set down a fucking just big flagon of alcohol. And she'll grab her own. We've got another competition.
Ugh. Don't die. And he drowns his drink. He starts to down his drink.
Artemis will look over at Max and kind of tap his elbow. Can you go keep her company? I don't think she should be alone.
Yeah. You sure she doesn't need time to decompress without people hovering?
If you feel like she does, but once it's been long enough. It's not good to be left alone with your thoughts before a stressful event.
All right. Yeah. Gets up and he heads over.
How
I'm
much
going
is
to
the room
go.
here, by the way.
You're going to go?
Artemis just is like, I'm gonna see if I can find my way onto the roof.
Before you
hold on.
do, and before
Hold
my
on.
She
breath...
would have.
Hold on,
She would have told Serenity this.
Yes. And hold
And
on.
I was just asking how much your room was.
They just give you the key. They say, it was paid for by your friend.
She'll look over her shoulder at Tank and narrow her eyes at him.
Just, ooh, you're in trouble from Serenity.
Yes.
She'll kind of pat Maxim's arm for a second, going, "Give me 1 second.
What?
Why?"
Friends motions to the table. Helpful.
Did they give you a raise since I left?
Sterling
Aurelius
will
looks away.
talk to you later. After meeting.
She will. Her eyes are still narrowed at him
Uh-huh.
as she reaches into her pouch. Hold out your hand.
No.
Hold out your hand.
Takes the flower and
Aurelius
starts
hands
down.
out his hand.
He- Aurelius, put your hand away. I ain't giving you shit.
You've proven
Oh, I
untrustworthy.
shoot you between your feet one time and suddenly I'm not allowed anything. He says,
Yes,
half
that's
joking.
exactly what it is.
Shut up, you're not part of this conversation. He says, like, covering her face.
I'm entirely part of this conversation.
Yeah, Tank, hold out your hand, or we're gonna do things like we used to have to.
Put it in his drink.
Pauses, looks over the flagon at you. I'm pretty sure I steal windows.
Oh no, you'll eventually shit it out and not have to do anything with it.
Just, please,
Tank.
please. I couldn't
Hank.
do anything for you. Let me do this.
I owe you.
You owe me nothing. I still owe you very much.
She'll move over and kind of put a hand on his cheek and bump their foreheads together before heading up to the room with Maxim.
You're both incredibly stubborn. Artemis!
Yes.
Before I taste like nothing but a very... Is this call or good alcohol, Don?
Average.
Average alcohol.
Overwhelmingly mid. That's what we
Yes.
say in the north.
Yes.
She says mid-range alcohol. She will lean down and give Artemis a kiss.
Artemis will kiss
Go
her
have
back
fun.
and give her a little ruffle of her hair. Have fun. Make sure to eat. She gives
Don't worry,
both-
I'll have the bread rolls.
she'll give Serenity and Hank
Yeah.
both mildly stern looks about that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
If you
I'm a
send her back to-
responsible drinker.
If you send her back to our room and she throws up, I'm making you clean it.
She is big girl.
Aurelius
And you
smiles.
have a-
It's true. It's
and you
true.
have very functional hands.
So does she.
Yet yours will be the one used. Do not send her back to my room completely trashed.
Yeah.
And then Artemis is gonna go and find a way onto the roof.
Okay.
Certainly trying to catch up to the amount of fucking flagons Tank is just down.
Why do you think his name is Tank?
Yeah.
It's short for tankard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not because of his size.
You are not proficient in athletics. Make me an intelligence check, Artemis.
Just an intelligence.
Yes, because you're not proficient in athletics.
You gotta find those footholds.
With a 24 intelligence check, you make your way up, and as you're doing so, you note that as you're doing so, there's bits to the building that feel very intentionally placed to make it so that people could make their way up onto a place like the roof. Very intentionally put there. Still, it gets you onto the roof.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just like, okay, I'm here. Yeah, cool.
Convenient.
This is a multi-story building. This one goes up about 3 stories.
and it does have like an overlip where each story is, which provides shade for the others. So if you want to be shaded a little, you can just sit there. Otherwise, you can go to the very tip top.
Yeah, she wants to
Artemis
sit on the tip top.
Okay.
Artemis might actually see Aurelius pull his hood up and start a tavern crawl with a few boys.
He goes out just like, boys, we're going crawling. Oh God, Tank.
Well, I imagine some of the crew went with them.
Yeah, no.
So like,
there's a few you wave down. They're like, hey, we know this place. Yeah, that's reputable. And then you're like, tavern crawl. They're like, okay, booze, 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 booze. It's just this monkey line of just people going.
Which, by the way, I will let you determine the drunkenness again.
Good. Roll me a D100.
A D100. Let's do this.
I can't join them on this fucking bullshit.
Yes, I imagined you were boobs, boobs, boobs.
Excellent.
All right, so Tank goes with you. Velinor stays. You guys.
Sure, he does.
You guys
Look at Velinor.
Yeah, good.
She'll tilt her head.
He'll wave you forward.
Not coming with?
I'm not much of a drinker. I sip at best.
I'll drink for
You
you.
drink. You don't have to drink.
Go on. You don't need supervision. You're adults.
Wanting to be alone.
A little bit. I have a headache.
Well, in that case.
Go.
And she'll set down her drink.
Mm-hmm.
Let me finish before you try to usher me out like a 6-year-old.
I don't need
She
healing.
gives him
I don't need healing.
I'm not giving you healing.
you.
She will plop Bean in his lap. And one other quick thing. And in her clearly tipsy state, she will give him a quick kiss. Have fun! And she'll walk off. He's been broken good.
I think we need Artemis to repair that one, Aurelius says as she comes out.
There's a little bit of time that passes when you guys go tavern crawling before Velinor makes his way onto the roof. Just kind of sits with Artemis for a little bit.
Hi.
Hi. This is not the day I expected.
Do you mind if I feel your skull?
I don't mind, no. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna reach up and just like with both hands, just very gently run her hands over his scalp, like feeling for bumps and bruises.
Surprisingly, not really any, no.
You look like you have a headache.
I wish I could say it's from smacking my skull against my brother's. I think it's the adrenaline wearing off. Sorry, I think it's the...
Too much too soon?
Too much too soon, yeah. We drop in the port, there's the anxiousness for... poor Fidget. And the abyss. I'm not allowed to summon a wild herd of animals in the middle of the meeting, right? Just to cover our escape in case anything goes to shit.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that, but I'm also not a good person to turn to for logical planning.
You are literally one of the most logical people in this group. What?
I am smart and I am wise. That means I know when the decisions I'm making are not smart or wise.
You know, same. My head hurts.
She kind of reaches over and just she's still got his her hands in his hair and just kind of moves her thumbs so that they're on his temples and starts rubbing.
That feels good.
Good. You know, for further proof of this, I did set a dead animal on fire after throwing white phosphorus on it.
That sounds like trouble waiting to happen.
Well, it was sitting there and it was blocking it was almost blocking the entrance. I just needed to give it a little more oomph so that what was chasing us couldn't. Fire's a good deterrent.
Fire is a good deterrent. You're not wrong.
Oh. I didn't know you wore lipstick.
I slowly look up at you, slowly look down as though trying to see his lips. He kind of makes a kissing face, like trying to see it, like slowly looks back up. I don't wear lipstick.
Okay. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want me to leave that alone?
Leave it alone. I'm just going to die of embarrassment over here.
It's okay. It's a good thing.
This is my favorite anime.
Artemis will just keep massaging his temples, just smile a little bit at him.
Sounds good.
Did you climb up here because you knew I was up here, or did you also want to stare at the sky for a little while?
A little of both. I don't always like a room in a city. I prefer to see the stars. Nothing against it, just wild learning.
I get that. I'm from the city, but from as long as I've been out of it, I've always liked to just lay down on the roofs and just to watch the clouds. You know, I think I was in my 60s when I first really saw stars.
Yeah.
Because the light pollution in the cities of Danziel, it's really terrible.
A lot of lanterns.
A lot of lanterns. A lot of smoke.
That doesn't help, no.
Couldn't see the stars. You could see the moons, though. It was nice to see the moons.
That's good.
How are you feeling?
A little better. And there's this moment of just the sky suddenly seems to shift. The two of you pause and you look up as you look at the moons, and you swear that they shifted suddenly. And the red
What'll I do?
Oh, shh. And the red moon is having a lunar eclipse, and it is a bright vermilion that seems to coat the sky in red suddenly.
Ooh.
Does that mean anything?
Well, there's one of you walking around with a sword touched by that particular moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my arm is also touched by that. Is it?
Nope.
I thought...
Yours
I'm
was
the one
that
red.
one.
Yours was.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Aurelius sees that, would there be any
You're drinking.
religious connotation? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
For you, who is able to see
I
it,
do the same.
you are drinking.
Mhm.
Can't see which point.
Roll a religion check, Artemis.
24.
It means
It's
that
hot today.
It means that the forgotten goddess is looking upon the world, religiously speaking. No one remembers the name of this forgotten moon goddess. They know the names of the other two, but not this one. And generally, it means two things of what this goddess was associated with: revelry and chaos.
Seems about right.
Yes, the revelry and chaos. He found bolts. No.
Artemis will stare up at the moon and the wash of red over the sky,
Wasn't.
and just kind of shift her hands a little bit on Velanor's head. Just still gently rubbing his scalp, but she's just no longer rubbing his temples. She's just trying to help him relax because of a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad omen.
I'm not either. The night will drag on a bit longer. One thing that the two people
Fidget finally have something.
Hmm?
Just saying, can Fidget have a moment with Maxim?
Yes. I was going to say one thing for the two people on the roof, which is that you swear at a few points. There's a sound almost like laughter on the wind. Meanwhile, with Fidget and Maxim.
As soon as they're in the room and the door closes, she throws her arms around him and hides her face in his chest.
He stumbles back a step or two before quickly embracing you back, just like, been a lot, huh?
I'm scared.
Think you can't endure it?
I mean, I know I'm not alone. And I know it's a lot if you don't want to go.
I kind of think I have to go at this point.
Why?
Well, when you've knocked around as many heads as you have, if I participate in this, they might just kind of brush that under the rug and forget about it. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
How much trouble have you gotten in with the collective since we last talked? I mean, face to face.
Well, they have a nickname for me.
You what?
The ones who I had to talk to and they realized who I was, they'd just be like, ah, yes, the bonk, and I'd have to hit them to prove who I was.
You're the bonk?
They called me bonk. It is the most demeaning thing I think I've heard, but it's also silly enough that I'm okay with it.
I mean, it makes sense. You're a bard and you're a monk. You're a bonk.
That's why they're calling me that! I thought it was because I hit people! Son of a...
Maxim.
What?
You're very smart. But you're a goober.
Bruh.
Fidget calling Maxim a goober. Best day of my life.
Look, Rune is taking care of some stuff more to the north, and some stuff moving around near Drakhold.
Have they linked you to me?
Huh?
Have they linked you to me yet?
If they have, that's on them. In which case, they should really behave themselves. I mean, if not, then, I'm just here as a friend who had no idea what was going on up until this moment.
Did you bring your civilian clothes?
Is this not civilian enough? Motions to what he's wearing.
I take it he's not wearing
He's not wearing his monk
attire.
No, he has not been wearing his monk attire.
She'll look down and kind of go, with everything going on, I actually didn't take in the fact of what you were wearing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. 1 second. Hold on. Rune, I understand you're going through a lot. Just breathe. Explain again. 1 second, I gotta take this.
She'll move over and just sit on the bed. Take your time.
What do you mean they're moving around? No, I heard you the first time. Explain again. Are they leaving? No. Okay. Well, just keep an eye on it for a little bit. You don't have to move in. If you feel like you're in trouble, just get out. I'm not telling you to stay there. Just... Yeah, no worries. Talk to you later. Yes, I made it to Wavebreak fine. No worries. Talk to you tomorrow. Sorry. Rune's doing stuff in
near Durak.
Rune on the other end is just like, he didn't say I love you back.
Thank you, Zark. You don't have Rune doing collective shit too, do you?
What? No. Rune is doing. There's been stuff moving around near Tradeford, and I was asking if he could check out Durak Hold to see if there was anything going on, but that they heard from Tradeford.
Does it have anything to do with them trying to get people to enlist to help fight a oncoming war?
Yeah, something like that. Apparently, Denziel's moving things towards the Cracked Isles and yada yada, blah blah blah. We're having another war. Great.
There's a reason why I went on ship.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, they mentioned though that there was something about some of the orders up there are apparently moving stuff around, which is not what I expected to hear. But Rune doesn't know what it means, and I'm not gonna tell him to look into that too much.
If we can just make it through however long the trial of endurance is, I owe you so much that I will help wherever I can.
Considering the fact that your friends tend to be part of the package deal, let's wait until afterwards so we can make sure that they're aware of what's going on.
Right, it would be quite a twist if all of a sudden the collective members started working for a rope.
Hey, as long as they're getting paid, I'm sure they're willing to talk.
I have my own ways of getting information. Not legal ways, but I have ways.
Information is information, and as long as I don't have to present it as illegal information in a court of law, and I can pretend it's admissible, then people won't ask questions. He has this like slightly mischievous look, like, don't look at me.
I missed you, Maxim.
Missed you too. You should lay down and get some sleep. I'll keep an eye out just in case anything's going on downstairs.
Once you get tired, there's room for two.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
You were seriously gonna sleep on the floor?
Look, I don't know where the line is or where it's intruding on a person's honor, so I was just going to be like, lay on the floor, it's fine. Hell, I was just going to sit in the chair and just fall asleep.
Stand up and walk until she is like, even though he is taller than her,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of go, come here, and she'll like hold onto his shirt, pull him down, and kiss him.
He returns the kiss and just holds her for a moment and lets go and just kind of blinks.
Did you forget we're dating?
Yeah, no.
You forgot we were dating?
No, I just didn't know how much we would show while here. Got it.
If there's
I
eyes in
understand
the
now.
room, if there's eyes in the room, there's eyes in the room. I can't stop that at this point.
Fair enough, I guess.
And I've used you as a pillow many a time.
I mean, yeah, I know, but just, you know.
You're allowed to sleep in the bed with me, Maxim.
All right. Get some sleep.
But do the thing that you need to do.
I'm on it.
And she'll, after taking off a lot of her gear, curl up onto the bed on her side. Is it like facing a wall? Is there a wall?
Yeah.
That one of the sides is facing?
Yeah.
She's curled so she is facing the wall, and she, when she lays down, she curls up into almost like a defensive, small kind of. It's the moment she laid down, she looks scared.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like that hug herself kind of thing.
All right.
As she curls in on herself.
Sounds good. Eventually, he will join you in bed. And eventually, Zark and Serenity... Sorry, Aurelius and Serenity will return.
I am there now.
You are there. Yes, you are one of the sailors.
Oh my god, I was a thief rogue in the one shot. So it's completely plausible.
It's plausible, but as you guys return, you two are you managed to keep remembering to eat bread and drink water and whatnot. Tank had to leave at some point during it all, but you two are just like arm over arm singing sea shanties, bumping into stuff.
When he leaves, she just outright goes, "Coward!"
I gotta go. I'll be back later.
Sound like the words of a pussy.
He openly stops, pulls at his belt, like, I still got it, right? Yeah. Walks away.
Aurelius is great when he's drunk.
Before she got too drunk, she did basically write a letter and then put a note on it that says, "In the morning, talk to Artemis," and put it in her fucking bra because she's not gonna miss it when she wakes up if she puts it there.
Yep. And we will.
These fuckers are probably singing sea shanties.
That's what I said. I said you were singing. Yeah, I said you were singing sea shanties.
I missed that one little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. But we will gently turn the time dial to morning. You two don't feel great.
Yeah, I was about to say, how much of a headache do I have?
Serenity wakes up on the floor of the room that her and Artemis share.
You didn't make it to bed.
She avoided bed!
Ah, fair.
It's one of those things where it's like, even in her drunken stupor, she does not think Artemis wants to wake up to the smell of liquor.
Fair. Artie, did you sleep on the roof?
Yes.
Yes. So you wake up, you look at the bed, Artie's not there.
Where did Aurelius wake up?
You wake up, and you hear the sound of things being moved around. You're like, where am I? You look, and you realize that you had grabbed a chair, put yourself into the corner of the room, had your hood up, and there's like a pipe like laying on your chest where you had apparently situated yourself in the corner of the inn to make yourself look like the brooding stranger sort, and had fallen back into the corner and fell asleep. You don't know where you got the pipe from.
I don't remember anything. Aurelius is going to try to investigate exactly what he did the previous night.
You do not have time to investigate everything. You're trying to figure out what all you have. You, looking over yourself, do have 10 crossbow bolts. You distinctly remember firing at least a few. Might have been more.
Does he have any vague memory of the captain or the quartermaster or anyone of relevance on that ship?
You remember the first mate putting a flagon in front of you and telling you it was something special, and when you downed it, you were like, "Oh, this is an experience."
And then gone.
And then no memory. Memories cease after that point. You know you were moving around doing stuff.
At this point, Aurelius stands up. He goes to the lads at the front of the tavern, and he before he even says anything, I imagine the tavern keeps like after morning special, and he's like, morning special.
Gently places it in front of you. As everyone is waking up, there's a little bit of breakfast to be had, but then you guys hear this clattering of a carriage in front of the inn. You're right.
Fidget is suddenly... She'll have eaten and been with the group and just kind of acting like herself until the carriage sound happens, and you watch it as almost a rippling mask of sorts goes over her face, and she has everything's blank, no emotion, nothing on her face. It's time. It's time.
Artie and Valinor had come down and eaten breakfast.
No one found her.
Yeah, Velinor found her. Velinor came down with her.
Velinor
Eleanor
was with her.
Yeah, and so
They both fell asleep on the roof.
Yep.
She had her hands in his
No,
hair. She made him fall asleep.
you found
was
her
asking if
because
Serenity-
yes, you found her because you were eating breakfast.
And she came down.
Yes.
That is how you found her. Because she came down.
You see Aurelius's head in his hands as Serenity's probably laughing at him, telling him what he did.
She has decent memory from the night before, so yeah, she is outright mocking him.
Fidget has, when the carriage sound happens, she is already away from the table and preparing herself.
I'll lean down to Artemis. Do you still have that pendant for the... Oh god, what's the mage's name?
G'day.
Goodbye.
Thank you. You still have that pendant for Gadai?
Are you talking about the sending stone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I see it?
Sure. She'll pass it off to her. Oh, and by the way, she was probably chatting with Gadai the night before.
Yep.
Just blabbering onto him about the red sky.
What do you mean there's a red sky? A second later. Oh, gods! When did that happen? Oh, let's check the time.
I feel like this man has like 60 years slipped past and not realized. But
Well, that's the thing. He,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
he says that, and there's actually a tidbit that Artemis gets from G'day. Which is, that's not right. Well, I can't say, are you sure, because I'm looking at it. But are you sure? You're looking at it.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm on a roof.
Because the next red moon was supposed to be in, like, 5 years. That's weird. I'll keep you posted. That's weird.
Seems like the goddess is looking down on us tonight.
Oh boy. I'll keep you posted.
It sounds like you're acquainted.
I'm acquainted with bad things happening, yes.
I bet, says the ferret.
Yeah.
Do you talk about the red moon the following morning at all, or?
Probably mention it.
You mean to tell me I missed the red moon eclipse? Because I was drunk? He seems so dejected.
What's that?
You both missed that, didn't you?
No.
I hate everything right now. I am so sad. I am... Can we hold up? Wait.
Apparently it wasn't supposed to happen for another 5 years.
That's off.
Does that ring true to Aurelius?
Based off of what you've heard, there is correlation to say that that sounds correct, as far as you have been made aware.
Okay.
Also, Artie, Serenity asks for you to deliver a letter, or a message, rather.
No, that's to Gadai. I couldn't get it out before we backtracked.
You're fine.
Yeah, Artemis
Yeah,
would have
look it up.
tossed the sending stone over to Serenity.
Yes.
So she
Oh,
just sends that to
Gadai.
Gadai.
Hi, hello, how can I help? I'm in the middle of something, but yeah? What? Letter? Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Just a quick thing. She'll tell him where to send it, and I can't remember the name of the fucking town is the problem. I think you said it was grandstanding, but I don't think so.
I think you have to say it out loud to him.
No. Out of character, I can't fully remember where the fuck Dom put,
Oh no, I mean
Serenity's
the letter.
hometown. No, she knows.
Okay.
I know. I'm trying to remember where Serenity fucking lives, and I want to say grandstanding, but I'm not sure if that's right.
Your hometown?
Or if it's... Yeah, if it's near grandstanding, rather.
Your hometown or the Paladin Order?
Hometown, like, family town.
Hometown was in grandstanding.
Okay. So she'll explain it's to, and she'll give her mother's name. Hi, Mom. Been a while, fortunately. Figured you probably like a bit of an alert that your daughter is still alive. I'll give you an update in more detail later, but probably about to do something stupid. Just wanted to have some kind of correspondence beforehand.
Artemis is
Love
kind
you.
of watching Serenity.
Mm.
Do you expect
She
him to
looks-
write that down?
She nods. She's talking into the sending zone. Does that work?
Yep.
It sends him a written message?
No, it sends him a message and he's writing it down as a
Oh, I
phone.
didn't
Yeah.
know weasels could write.
He has
He's
found
learned.
a way.
Well, he also has his assistant there, so
His assistant
The
there
weasel.
being helps so much.
Oh.
yeah.
You guys getting him an assistant makes things so much easier after you got his assistant in Landfall.
Serenity definitely looks like nervous and a bit guilty. She hasn't spoken of her actual family,
Yeah,
other
Artemis
than like
will
she has a brother.
Artemis will reach over and just kind of hold her hand, give it a little squeeze, but she's not going to ask any questions.
She'll grip. That's all. If you could just send that, because I would be very thankful.
I'll see what I can do. Be careful.
What's with the voice?
Just don't worry about
As
my
careful
voice.
as I can be.
I'm waking up to ash and dust. Spell components everywhere.
Did you eat
Sound of a
your
pair in the background.
components?
No! One of the spells went awry.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Some of the other stuff isn't. I'll be fine.
Did you do a spell under the red eclipse?
No, I didn't. My assistant did.
Your
Magic.
assistant did a spell under the red eclipse.
Well, let me put it this way: the red eclipse might happen again, and magic is going to be a little funky.
How many times again?
Up to 3 days, maybe 4.
In 3 days, or for the next 3 days?
The second one.
Consecutively.
It's very possible that it's very possible that it'll move out and it'll just be a red full moon, but yeah,
He just looks at Artemis.
it'll be fine.
Is there anything from my church that has like connotations of the fucking red moon's awful type shit?
Generally speaking, the red moon is awful to most religious orders.
Is it awful
Snort.
to my cult?
Not so much. It's a sign of change.
Aurelius's group, generally speaking, has little issue with the Lunatari as a whole, but anything with the specific
Red moon.
moons or
Yeah, the red moon
Yeah.
for you. The red moon is generally a sign of fiendish energy. Lunatari is good, very positive. The red moon, evil, 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 evil.
stinky, not allowed at my birthday.
Correct.
I want to pop if this is associated with fiends.
Yeah, I just said that. Fiendish energy.
Artemis will start fiddling with her arm for a minute before looking over to Fidget. Can I see
You're
your
right.
sword again?
It don't glow without the moonlight, but sure.
Yeah, that's okay.
She'll hand over the sword.
Artemis is just going to inspect it for a second.
Okay, do you draw the sword?
What you thinking, Adi?
Yeah, Fidget draws the sword and
There's a faint
Holds it
red
out for-
glow.
So much for glowing in the moonlight.
Oh no. Yeah, if she says that out loud, just oh no.
It's fine.
It's a sign of change.
With Aurelius's background, what can he gauge from witnessing this?
You have no idea. This is new.
Okay. The fact
The-
that he doesn't know about this scares Aurelius.
Good.
Artemis is going to just take a careful step forward. The goddess is watching you for the next couple of days.
Whether glorious or not.
we should.
Well,
Our ride's here. Can we?
Yes,
Right.
let,
Let's go.
Ride's here. Right, and she like puts her sword away. Her hood goes up. Her scarf goes up, and again, just the stance of no emotion as she walks out the door.
Aurelius
Artemis.
follows suit as closely as he can.
Artemis will make sure her scarf is on tightly and look around to the rest of the people that are coming with them. It's like she looks over at Valinor, make sure he's there, then over at Serenity.
got the same fucking shade of lipstick.
Whenever they're in the carriage, Aurelius is actually making sure that his
We're not
Don't
even in the
jump
carriage yet.
ahead.
I'm sorry,
You're excited.
I'm excited.
Yep. Stepping outside.
I also have to drop out, so I'll be back.
Go get your boo.
Two things
Yes.
before we leave, just for the sake of it. One, just quick kiss to Artemis' fucking cheek. Kiss good luck, because I feel like we're about to enter hell and I'm ill-equipped.
That's the one that needs luck.
No, you're the one who needs to make sure things don't get set on fire that isn't you.
I can set everyone else on fire then. Good. That's good to note.
Just winks. She looks at Valinor,
He has.
and
been
it is
walking
clear that
outside.
she remembers.
Yes. He was walking outside. He was
It's
not
clear
aware
she
that.
remembers.
Yeah, she remembers, but she's looking at him walking out.
Hey, Serenity,
Yeah.
you owe him a talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That's...
And, be careful of how many you collect. We're a little hard to balance sometimes. She'll give her a little smile, squeeze her hand again, and then start walking toward the carriage.
It's a good thing I'm good at balancing. She'll fall after.
The carriage is like one of those windowed, like cloth windows, not actual glass. Like one of those ones you pull the blinds on. Robust, looks to be like almost kind of limo-like for a carriage, and is being driven by a blue-feathered Kenku, who looks to you all and is like, "Come on, get in. Come on."
Just make eye contact with him for a second, give a nod before being the first one in.
So, this man...
Huh?
Huh?
Serenity is staring so hard at this man. She's
Serenity,
not used
please
to...
don't.
Yep.
Serenity's not used to any animal humanoid race. We get it.
Exactly.
Yeah. He kind of looks back to you, rolls his eyes. Get in. Come on. We gotta go.
You're a very lovely shade of blue as she gets into the carriage.
Thank you. You all
Artemis will very quickly get in and tuck into a corner,
are able to
staring
get
out
in?
a window.
You all able to get in, kind of peek out like, and he has like these I don't know, he has Magnovis, who as he cracks the whip just lurch the entire thing forward, and it's at a reasonably quick pace. Like, you've been in carriages before, they kind of have that more of the enjoying the scenery. This is more of a sense of not urgency, but just a sense of speed. And they take the corners a little bit sharp at times, but not so sharp that it's like throwing people bodily around. Just enough to make you kind of go, whoop, ooh. Rock from side to side every now and then.
Cavalry always get you to point A to point B the quickest.
There are a few points.
It's always this movie?
Yes, actually.
There's actually a point where, Ari, because you were looking out the window, you actually see that they go through a tight corridor, which is just an alleyway, where they just go down the alleyway. It's just like, are the wheels scraping against the walls? No, there's like, oh wow, that's really close. Okay. Got it.
Well, reckless but skilled indeed, I suppose.
It's got a job. Everyone's good at their job.
Also, Don, quick question.
Wah.
What languages do Felinor speak?
Orcish. Common.
Ish.
Sylvan?
I can't remember. I could have
Elvin.
sworn this. Elvin.
No, he
I'm
doesn't.
like, I could have sworn
no.
he spoke to one of the teams in a different language, and I couldn't remember which.
He doesn't speak
Yeah, he
in
spoke to
Elvish.
Artemis and Alvin.
Sylvan.
That was Tank. That
Yeah.
was Tank.
Tank spoke in
Oh,
Elven.
Tank.
Velinor spoke in Sylvan. He also speaks Dwarvish.
Yeah. She just looks at Velador just very quietly. I am so sorry.
I'm sure we can talk more about it later. I'm nervous.
I think we all are, including the namesake. Gesturing to fucking Fidget. Fidgeting!
No, Fidget is for the first time ever. You see no fidgeting from Fidget.
All business.
This
That's
is
fucking surprising.
It is the most calm you have ever seen her.
Oh, that's not in any sense of the word. She's actually not fidgeting. That scares me.
I'm in work mode.
Understandable. I think. Maxim will
Yep.
sit near you, but doesn't say anything,
Mhm.
just a presence.
You'll understand when you see that. You'll understand when we get there.
Artemis will kind of reach over and put a hand on Serenity's arm.
Hmm?
You may want to restrain yourself from being so vocal about any changes. We are being watched from now on.
Sorry.
Anything you say can and will be used against you.
You see her flinch before she sits up straighter. It's just like a flinch of like, oh, I fucked up, and more flinch of, oh, that's just a little too familiar.
That tracks.
Artemis
They
will
know
turn back to the
me
window
as-
and kind of fiddle with one of her clocks.
They know me as Babyface, and tonight or today, whatever, how long we're here, you guys are gonna meet Babyface.
She nods.
You won't
Understandable.
like me.
She looks
had a
like she wants to say
reputation.
something. She stops.
I
So
had a
quickly.
reputation. You ain't gonna like me.
No, it's not that. That phrase was uncomfortably familiar.
Serenity. Do me a favor?
Be quiet?
No.
Hmm?
Everything you want to say now. Tell me when it's all over. Every single bit of it. I want to hear all of it, I really do. But I want you safe. So you can tell me all of it, every single thought that's going through your head that you want to say out loud once this is over.
She
Okay.
nods.
Thank you.
She puts her hand over Artemis's, and there's a very clear grip to it.
Almost mirroring across the way in the carriage, Fidget is holding onto Maxim's hand.
After a bit of time, the carriage pulls into what appears to be like a storage house. Pull inside, two doors are closed behind you. You are ushered out. You guys follow. Very little else to do except follow at this point. And there is a set of stairs that you are led to, hidden under bits of miscellaneous items that they just kind of brush away and lift up. They just kind of motion for you to go down the stairs. And you do so. There's a feeling of tightness. You have to kind of walk single file to really have any kind of comfortability. Velinora's got enough room, but there's still that kind of that tension, like being squeezed like sardines in a tin can.
Can we say Fidget is leading?
You're leading, yeah. You're led through into a set of tunnels. Feels like almost where you would bury the dead. Very uncomfortable sort of feeling, but not one you can dwell on. Following along, the Kenku moves their way through until they get to a door. They knock on it, say some stuff in what you can only presume to be some variation of thieves' cant before the doors open and they lead you through.
Fidget have caught what he said?
Effectively, like a passcode, just being like,
Okay.
you go to another door, a little ways down. There's like some people who are like doing like cards and stuff like a break room sort of thing. They kind of look at you as you pass, but don't pay you much heed. Make it to another door, knock on it. They open it up. The Kenku says, "Babyface is here to see Iceberg." Closes, door opens, and you are ushered inside. Down another set of stairs. You go deeper down until you turn a corner and walk down a hallway where there's a lot of light coming from the end of it. As you step out, there are lanterns across the walls, and it kind of bowls down like an amphitheater. And there are people, not a huge amount of people, dozens at least, but a scattering, good-sized group of people. And a person sitting at the center point of it, who seems to be just waiting for you. Welcome back.
I'm back.
Synopsis.
Short version. What did I miss?
You have arrived in
meeting.
you arrived. Okay, so just quickly. You arrived in the area. You went down a set of stairs and down a set of stairs. You are like basically under the city. The area here is like a big amphitheater, and standing in the center point of it is where you are being ushered towards. There's several dozen people who are just seated and seem to be watching as you guys go down into the center point.
With Aurelius.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is this
Would
like
that be-
ending exposition? Is this ending exposition?
There's a slight bit more, just a teeny bit.
Sorry, I'll let
You
you.
just got back. No worries.
Okay.
I was gonna say, once Fidget gets down to the stage of the amphitheater,
We'll get there. No
she
worries.
lowers her hood. I'm just saying, she lowers her hood as she's walking and lowers her mask.
Gotcha.
Aurelius will not.
Gotcha. In the center point of this, you see who you presume to be Iceberg, a penguin folk Tawaki, who has just a cane that they're leaning on, and what you presume to be a sneering smile, if you can call it a smile. They look over the top of it, and they've set up what appears to be something that it looks akin to almost like a tea party. A very morose sort of thing, but they just kind of motion you over. Welcome, babyface. I am Iceberg. And this is my part of the collective.
She gives a nod of her head of respect.
Have a seat.
Is there a place for my friends to sit?
There's place for your friends to sit. Don't worry, we got chairs for them. You said about 7 people. We brought 8 just in case. No worries.
She'll look back at the group and kind of give a nod, like, it's best to take your seat before she goes and sits at the table.
Aurelius is putting all of his trust in Fidget.
Alright, must do as she's told. But she's gonna keep an eye out looking around.
Looking around, you see there's a variety of different people, just of all different sorts and bits and whatnot. Make a intelligence check. I'm going to whisper you something. And by that I mean I'm going to message you on
goody.
Discord.
Because you realize it shows up on the
Oh, no, I know.
Twitch stream?
Yep.
no.
Additionally, as you are looking over the group of people, from one of the other sides of this amphitheater, there are a few people who are ushered in shortly after you arrive. At the head is the familiar, worried but hopeful Tank. And as he comes in, he is followed by more. The first...
Can Artemis... Did Maxim come in with them?
Yeah, Maxim's sitting down next to you.
Alright.
We'll get to
She's
that in a
gonna
second.
kind of lean
We'll
over.
get to that in a second.
Okay.
Still describing. Don't worry. Don't worry.
This is your fault, you know that.
I'm aware.
Aggressively starts worrying.
Worry more. After Tank, the next person you see is a human man with very, very vibrant red hair. Very much someone who would stand out as being not from this area. Following after him is another human, this one with more darker black hair, kind of just slicked back a little bit, looking very like kind of flamboyant, kind of just giving little waves and little like nods here and there. Behind him is a bit more of a shifty-eyed sort, a dark-haired person with their hair pulled back into like a ponytail, a bit of mustache goatee sort of thing, and eyes that sweep over, and when it sweeps to the center, it just seems to lock on to the center area for a solid couple of seconds before they seem to exhale sharply, turn, and go to find a seat. And following behind them all is an older version of the red-haired individual. The age lines are very apparent, walking with a bit more of the age of someone who knows what they're about, but is more calculating, taking bits more of a look around at everything before looking down towards the center stage, and seeming to lift their chin and not look down their nose, but look down towards the area with a sense of calculation.
Signature look of superiority?
No, calculation.
Okay.
Calculative gaze. Before moving, and they don't sit, they stand. While the rest of them sit, he stands. And he just stands and he watches. And finally, there is another woman who joins with them. A bit more taking things in with a bit more of a shifty, not confused, more of just absorbing this bit of information. Clearly someone who's a bit fresher to this sort of stuff. Someone who hasn't experienced something nearly like this before and just seems to be trying to follow the rest of them to the best of their abilities. And they take a seat.
Does Fidget notice?
Sorry, what was that last part? My internet was a bit weird.
Which part did you cut out at?
Shifty individual, maybe a bit before then.
The shifty individual is a woman who is coming in with them, who is very clearly new, trying to absorb as much information as possible before they quickly follow after to sit with the group. You do see them, Fidget.
Does any of their faces, besides Tank,
each one of them
trigger
registers
anything?
except for the dark-haired man and the woman.
The one was waving and all that stuff?
Yes. It triggers a memory of similarity, but you don't recognize the face.
Does she match eyes with the one who stared at her?
Yeah. You know.
The group sees before Fidget sits down. When she meets his gaze, she takes a step backwards. And then she sits down.
Would Aurelius be able to kind of put two and two together to be like, this is someone of importance to keep an eye on?
I'd say that much, yeah.
All right, so then in that case, Aurelius is not taking his eyes off this individual.
Gotcha. Artemis, go ahead.
Artemis will kind of lean over to Maxim.
Leans back over to her. Yeah.
We're gonna need a word.
Okay. Leans back.
Identify word.
Okay.
She gives him a very meaningful look at that.
He processes it for a moment. She kind of chews on his lip. Where we first met. The Colossi Crossing?
Character, I can't remember.
The Colossi
Crossing.
Crossing? Yeah, the Colossi Crossing.
Colossus Crossing.
The Caucasus Crossing.
And she kind of... Caucasus Crossing. She kind of lowers her voice for him, leans in a little bit, and whispers that in Sylvan to him.
He nods. Leans back, just kind of like, okay. He seems a little confused, but he's focused on Iceberg, who kind of just waits for you all to get a little settled in, wait for everyone else to seat themselves. He glances towards
When she looks back at where the duplicate is it still there?
Yep.
Has it noticed her?
He gives a little finger wave. And then
She kind of...
as you're like shifting, they take a scarf and move it up and pull it around themselves so they are hooded.
She sinks a little bit in her chair.
Tony's probably gripping her hand just a little bit tighter. This is like a comfort thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is oddly familiar to Aurelius, so he's not.
Fair.
Fidget's attention is fully on Iceberg after she sits down.
Well now. You have a bit of a stand in charge within the collective. 2 years, he starts to kind of pace back and forth slowly. You were on the run after apparently there was some kind of commotion. I don't need to know the details just right now. That's not important. However, it was enough to cause a bit of a tizzy and a significant bounty to put on your head that we could not collect. A little bit of a problem there. If you're going to put out that kind of money, people going to want to put that in their pockets. You understand what I'm saying?
Are you aware who made it so you couldn't collect?
Oh, of course I do. He pauses and he takes the cane, like spins it around. Why? They're here in this very room. Turns around. Would you like to address the entirety of the room, Mr. Van Sterling?
Her head shoots around and looks up at the man.
Van Sterling looks down at you all. Do they require my assistance in explaining myself? It'd be quite helpful in understanding what your intentions were, if you please. Van Sterling seems to consider that for a moment, and he seems to take a moment to look around. And then he walks down the stairs, very slowly. And Iceberg seems to allow this. The feeling of two bosses, both understanding that they're at the same level. Neither one above the other. Although the Tawaki is a bit shorter than Van Sterling is as he approaches. And he moves over and he stands and he moves up to the table and he looks right at you all. Then he looks over to Iceberg. Because this young woman was in my charge, and she did nothing wrong.
And there's a murmur that goes through the crowd.
You fucker. You fucker.
And he will reach into his pocket and pull out a music box and set it down. I need a wisdom save, Fidget.
Oh god.
Bastard.
Love you.
Hate me.
Did it go through? I rolled a 2
Total?
total. Wait, no. 2 plus 3. 2 plus 3. I got a 5.
Gotcha. That's important. You roll a 5.
Did it not? It didn't come through.
It didn't come through, but you didn't come through. Just type it in.
trust.
Your worries. I trust. You all watch as Fidget's body reacts, and she stands, and there's a very clear movement of her drawing her sword and moving as though to move into combat. Hold on, Paris. This is thematic. Her chair sprawls out behind her, and there's a sense of imminent, pulsating violence. As you feel it, there's a heat that suddenly washes over you, Fidget. And you kind of snap back for a second. You still hear the music and that immediate reaction. You hear a voice. Familiar. You know, I was just thinking. I think I have one of the questions I want answered.
Ask.
Do you see yourself as a slave? And if so...
No, I don't.
No? Then why are you letting them control you?
And she'll look down at the sword in her hand that she doesn't remember drawing. Her chair sprawled out behind her. And look down at the music box before looking up at Van Sterling. Why?
Because D'Artes is a right cunt. It should have been shot years ago.
And you see him reach down, put his hand on the music box, and slowly grip it until it crumples slightly. Enough that it won't play anymore. It lets go. He looks to Iceberg, who looks
Does anyone else
confused.
have issues?
You hear a slight bit of commotion as Tank apparently looks like they are holding back the new girl who is trying to have a similar issue.
Aurelius.
And you can also see the human you're keeping your eye on, Aurelius, is effectively being pinned to his seat by the redhead dude. As you can see him, like, not frothing, but like grabbing at his head, like with this, not like this kind of snarl, this like a wild caged animal.
Aurelius is mentally like lining up a shot with the crossbow. He's not drawing it or anything, but like that mental, like, I want to fucking shoot that guy just in case. Not kill him, but you know.
Shoot him.
Hard.
Of course.
Fidget will put her sword back and look at Von Sterling going, "You let them do this to me?"
I didn't have a choice in the matter. He was above me. And he didn't tell me. I had to figure it out myself.
looks over towards the rest of the group who are struggling a bit, but as the music was cut off, they're coming back to their senses, except for the one dude who's still struggling for a few more moments before they kind of come to their senses and seem to just like gently grab and pull away the redhead's hand, just like, I'm fine. Before sitting back down. Van Sterling looks back to you. Then looks back to Iceberg, who just kind of is just like watching with this slightly manic grin.
Oh, secrets on secrets, I see. Well, it doesn't stop the fact that there was trouble that was had, and a bounty was put on her head, and you didn't come and collect on your liking. No, I suppose I didn't. You're gonna have to take that back if you're gonna wanna see her given a chance. You know, everyone here heard about that bounty. Everyone here wants a piece. You're gonna have to say it. You're gonna have to say the words.
You see Van Sterling look around slowly. You can see a few people shifting, just leaning forward. Van Sterling considers for a moment. He looks back to Iceberg. No. Iceberg's taken aback.
I'm sorry. You're telling me no?
You heard correct. Tell her trial options and let her choose. Then we can talk about me rescinding my liking. I don't want any people here getting the wrong idea, jumping for the throat, and having to end up as a corpse 5 feet from where they are standing. There's a definitive hush that kind of goes over everyone as they process that. A very definitive threat. No one moves. And a few of the more fidgety people seem to slowly push themselves back into their seats. Uncomfortably waiting, but waiting all the same. And Iceberg takes a moment. Tilts his head from side to side.
My options, please.
I like people with good heads on their shoulders.
Slaps the cane against the ground gently. Just tut tut.
So, we've got the following options. First of all, I need to know for certain, because I had information sent to me by one who, you might recall by the name of Beth.
I remember.
Your new nickname is Fidget?
This is correct.
Making sure I'm addressing you proper like.
You see Van Sterling kind of glances to you. Kind of like tilts the head from side to side like, it's not the worst name.
Option 1. Trial by your peers, where we will hear your case and hear the case of your defendant. Long may he rest in peace, I'm sure. And then we will decide on your fate.
He's alive.
Oh, he is! Oh, well, that would just mean we'd have to delay it till he arrives. That would only take a little bit of time, I'm sure. But that's not your only option. Trial 2. Trial by tribulation. We give you a job. You get your record wiped clean if you can pull it off. Of course, with what you did and how much it's worth. It's gonna be quite the job. You think you're up to it? Not answer. I got a third option for you.
It would be alone, yes.
preferably. None of your fellows did nothing wrong, after all. It would just be you taking it home.
My third option.
Endurance trial. Considering the nature of your misdemeanor,
Looks to Van Sterling and strokes his beak slowly.
I'd say you'd have the run of Wavebreak.
You hear a few people going, "Hey, no, that's too big, too much area." He kind of raises a finger.
3 days. Starting tomorrow. Give you a day to prepare, but as soon as sunrise is tomorrow, you're wanted. Any member of the collective becomes your enemy until such time that they take you down or the third sunset occurs. That being said,
Looks over to Van Sterling.
there are those who are allowed to offer their hand in assisting this reputable young woman. But that's only if she takes the trial.
Will my friends be able to help me?
If they are willing to raise up arms, they're not civilians, they're combatants. That is one of the rules. No injuring civilians. And, due to the nature of this, you can't go to the guard and plead for them to give you some manner of sanctuary. If you're found in prison, they'll just kill you and leave you there rot. As is the nature of things, obviously. Gotta keep this fair, after all. Can't leave the borders of Wavebreak. You can't get on a ship. No going into the waters.
Fidget takes a moment, looks over to her group of friends, looks over to Von Sterling, and then looks up at where Tank is and meets the gaze of the one guy again. I, Genevieve Bowman, hereby known as Fidget from Corvin, request trial by endurance.
And I, Van Sterling, Byron Von Sterling, do rescind my liking on Genevieve Bowman, hereby known as Fidget.
And the room erupts into noise. But what that noise is, we will get to next week. As there will be bits to prepare for 24 hours you have before the endurance trial begins. And interactions to be had with the group Van Sterling brought in with him. Until next time, though, we are WhatTeamComp, and we do stream these on twitch.tv/WhatTeamComp, generally on Mondays evenings, trying to start around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we're a little late. We do apologize about that. We're just making sure everything is set up. We do then post these on my YouTube channel. You can usually find them under Cormundum Chaos, which... I forgot the word Cormundum is not visible. I will amend that next time by putting a big Cormundum Chaos over the top of the map. My apologies, that's on me. That being said, thank you all so much for spending time watching this and for spending time with us. This is always so much fun to enjoy and just have fun with this group. Like I said, they are my brain cells, and we are all running wild and loose and free, and it's a great time. And I hope you all enjoyed this. This is a lot of fun.
Bye!
Until next time. Bye-bye!
Hey,